and we're going live.
Both is sparkling pina colada.
We'll get there. We might have to get him to do us a logo and stuff for that.
I'm on medicine now. I'm a whack job. I can't have alcohol ever. I'm also 14.
You're 14.
No, you always say that.
Everybody ready?
Oh my gosh, this is too loud. Crap.
What?
You know how to turn me down?
Your mic or your headphones?
My headphones. I'm number 2.
I just like freaking you out.
That's better. Thank
Every
you.
time.
Can you hear me?
No.
I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
There we go.
Hey, we had him muted last week. Okay.
You got to be muted.
And I was just talking away.
All right, everybody. We are live. We'd like to welcome you to Just for Fun Radio. Everybody wave to the camera.
Hello.
Of course, we are fashionably late as usual, but this is DJ Smiles. We're in the house. We have a house full of amazing guests tonight. I'm going to go ahead and hand the show over to the Doc in the Box.
Hello, everyone. So I missed the morning show because I was trying to make sure that I was well enough to do Ladies' Night because I was determined that I was going to be here if I had to drag one leg into the studio doing the stanky leg. But I'm here. So I'm excited. I think we should go ahead and break out our big news. Besides Debbie being our big news, like we've got big news tonight.
We have our first
We
sponsor.
got our first sponsor. Yay!
We all know sponsors, they pay the bills. That's what helps us keep everything going here. So we're really super excited about that.
And it keeps me from working and from having to work the pole. You know, I always
But
appreciate.
you're so good at that, though.
I always appreciate the times that I don't have to work the polls to pay the bills.
I appreciate it too.
So yes, congratulations to our very first sponsor of Ladies Talk. And Crystal, I will let you tell them about
It's
our
all
first
about self-empowerment, and they are here to help you or us be better at everything that we do. It starts with self-confidence, and they are Progressive Reflections. For more information, simply reach out to me or the Doc, and we can give you more information there. But we'd like to welcome them to Just for Fun Radio, our family of sponsors, because we have some amazing sponsors.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
In fact, this deal is so new. We haven't even gotten a logo from them yet. I mean, literally, this just happened in the last 2 hours. So we're excited.
And see, the way it works is, we have Just for Fun Radio, which we have a lot of great sponsors already. But Ladies Talk, we have to have our own sponsors.
Right.
Okay. So we are working on having as many as possible. But if we can at least get 4,
if
we can okay with that.
If we can get 4, that'll take us through the end of the year safely.
Sweet.
Because and I hate to talk business, but for Scotty to give us his space, it actually costs him extra money to put us on the air. And right now he's eating that entire cost. So if you have a business, if you want to be a sponsor of Ladies Talk, we need you.
Yes, we do. And just reach out for more information. I don't feel like, as far as local goes, you cannot advertise for the prices that we offer anywhere else. I mean, and
Right.
it's through people that everybody knows. We're already shopping together and doing business together. So we're keeping it in the family.
I've got a few ideas. We'll talk later.
Oh,
Yay,
awesome.
we
Yay.
love ideas. Let's brainstorm.
All right. So, and then, she left. Okay. So we'll come back to her. But we've got Zach in the house.
Hey, everybody.
We're also going to have, while we're on the sponsor topic, before we go too far, Brandy Ward is going to be calling in
Oh, yes,
tonight.
that's right.
8:15, her daughter Skylar Ward. She's turning, I want to say 14.
Okay.
But Rob Ward is already one of our sponsors for the day shows.
Okay.
And he's also sponsoring tonight's show as well on behalf of Brandy. So,
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Rob.
Oh,
Rob's
happy-
performance.
Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Debbie, oh my gosh. We were upstairs talking before the show like we do with all of our guests when they come in.
My
And
husband is starstruck.
Oh my
Completely
gosh.
starstruck.
Oh my gosh.
DJ Scotty is starstruck. He's like, oh my gosh, Debbie Swallow.
No.
Yes, he's most definitely. It's cute. I like it. We should-
I love it. I know, right?
Yep.
So now I get to tease him tomorrow. But thank you, Debbie. When Crystal and I were laying out the topics, and everybody laughs at me because in my world, everything has to be all laid out into neat little boxes and everything has to be organized.
Mhm.
And, so I'm laying out topics for like the next 6 months. And Crystal's like, wow, okay. And so, we start plugging like different people that we want. And I think either I had mentioned you or Crystal had mentioned you.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, do you know her? Because, in my circle, it was like, you were just kind of like that one connection away from the
Oh,
connection that
wow.
I needed.
Yeah.
Hey,
And-
she shops at Kroger.
Yeah. That's what Crystal said. She's like, I know her. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, connect me and I'll reach out. And so I was so excited because you were so responsive.
Mhm.
And I mean, you were just incredible. Your message that you have for women. And I mean, you just fit with everything that we
Wow.
were doing.
Wow. Thank you so much. I was completely honored. I love this kind of thing, first of all, because I think anything that we can do to empower women for we as girls to feel as the best that we can about each other. And when you asked me, you were like, what do we kind of are you thinking? And love is my thing. It's tattooed on my body. And it's like, that's, and when you think about unconditional love, it just broadens everything, every part of our life. You know what I mean? Not just relationally, but even with ourselves, And so anyway, I'm just honored to be here. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and it's funny when you think about unconditional love, and we talked about this a little bit off air. All of us, I think, have been. Oh, and I forgot the DJ's daughter. I can't forget the DJ's daughter.
I'm here.
Well, Emmy, when I was doing the introductions, you had kind of disappeared for a minute. But Emmy is back with us, and I kind of, I've adopted Emmy, so I am a new mom of a 20-something-year-old. I'm excited.
almost 20 something.
Almost 20-something-year-old. So yeah, so now I have, honey, we now have 7 children. 7 children.
Did you count Zaylee? Did you count Zaylee?
I gotta count
She's like-
Zaylee too.
Yeah, you said that she's one of yours. She's part of the family.
Okay, so if you have children that you need me to adopt, just contact me because I've lost count. But Emmy and I got to spend some time together this week at the Awake Coffee community.
It was so good and so like quaint and quiet and
I
nice.
can't wait to go there.
Yeah, it was so cool because I sent her a text and she's like, "Okay, I'm here." I was like, "Okay, don't buy anything. It's my treat tonight." So I got to treat her, which was really cool. And Emmy and my daughter are actually 2 years apart in
wow.
age, so they got to hang out with each other, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
I really did too, and I like it because it was fun to hang out with someone and for them because we talked about a lot of serious things. I feel like, and it was nice for you to like go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just like brushing over it,
Mhm.
you're like, we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna get this done. And it was so nice to have someone outside of my family because like me and Crystal talk about that stuff because she's my mom. We have to.
Right.
But it was nice for someone outside of your family to be willing to go there, to go to that spot for you and not have to.
Because I'm vested in you, Emmy.
Yeah.
I'm vested in seeing you grow in your success,
That's
and
And
I
I
love you.
appreciate having someone like that
Yeah.
to do that for me.
That's what family does, baby.
It's called unconditional love.
It's called unconditional
Yes.
love. Yeah. And unconditional love, I think a lot of times in relationships we say, "Oh, I love you unconditionally." But then when it comes to the real,
Mhm.
It's like, well, I could love you more if,
Mhm.
or I might love you when,
Mhm.
or if you could do this differently, then I.
It's with conditions.
It's always with conditions. And, and I think when you finally get unconditional love in your life, and for me, it took me leaving my marriage of 14 years
Wow.
and getting with my wife. And even when I met her, I was a runner. I mean, she would try to love me and I would run, but she was patient. And, and I think that's the biggest thing about unconditional love is it's patient.
Loves you no matter what. That's the whole thing. And it's like, for me, it starts with ourselves. It's like if you learn to love yourself unconditionally, and that's huge. When you can look in the mirror, all of you, stripped down the way it is, not the way you show everybody else every day. This is not what I look like when I get up in the morning.
I can attest to that.
I thank God for makeup every single day. And so when you can look at yourself totally stripped down, naked, literally naked, and just say, "I love you" to yourself. Do you know what I mean? In the mirror, and just say, "I've got to cry," because it's a beautiful and rare thing to be able to do that. To look in the mirror and say, "I love you."
And too many people don't.
Yeah.
Too many of us.
Because we look and see what's imperfect and what we would like to change. And, we compare ourselves with so many other people, and especially, in print and that kind of thing. And to actually be able to look at yourself and just say, "I love you" unconditionally with your flaws, because we're all imperfect. We all have issues. We all have things. We all do. Nobody's exempt from that. I don't care who you are, how educated you are, how spiritual you are. Every single person on this planet has issues. And there's things that hold us back, and there's things that we're afraid of, and there's things that we, are insecure about. And
We have a caller. Do you
Yay!
mind? All right, yeah.
wow.
Our first caller tonight. Thank you for
I
calling,
heard
Ladies
something about
Talk.
I heard something about Crystal being stripped down.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
goodness. Hi, Jeff.
And
How
you
are
know who
you?
it's got to be.
Yes, this
And
is Jeff.
You know who this has got to be.
We love you, Jeff.
Love you too.
Is Bree listening? Or are you sitting around listening
she's
to
in there.
Ladies Talk all
She's-
by yourself?
She's letting me talk all by myself.
Oh,
She's in there
boy.
getting stripped down.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? I was gonna say let us know how that comes out for you, but don't. You know what? Text Scotty. Text
I'll
Scotty.
save that for tomorrow morning show.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you for listening. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're quite welcome. And, I support you ladies. Love the show. I missed it last week.
I know. We missed you calling in.
Yeah, I saw the text going, wait, the Matthiases haven't called in yet.
That's right. Tell Bree to sit down and relax. This is her time.
No, definitely. I agree. I mean, and women, to be honest, don't realize how much power they truly have.
Oh, yes, we do.
And y'all truly do. And you're talking about an unconditional love. And I think it's ironic when people fall in love with someone else and then they say, well, like you said, oh, well, if you did this different or that
Yeah.
different, and you're sitting there changing all this, that's not why you fell in love with them. You fell in love with them for what they were.
Right.
To turn around and change them
That's good.
just doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
That's right. Scotty always said that a lot of the relationships he was in, they was always trying to change him. I'm like, I fell in love with you the way you are. I
Yeah.
don't want you to change.
Yeah.
You're good.
Right.
And I
Okay.
saw that for years.
Yeah, no, there's no need to change anyone.
No doubt. Not at all.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. Stay tuned. You never know what we might have to say about you next.
I got you. And Doc, you're catching up to me. I got 6 daughters, so
I know, right? I keep acquiring kids everywhere I go, and I just don't know what's causing that. So I don't.
well, I mean,
Causing
there's
it, she's
there's
amazing.
3 daughters and 3 stepdaughters, but when you start adding all their friends that call me dad,
Oh yeah!
I think I'm up to like 72 or so right
Holy
now.
cow.
Wow!
Yeah,
wow.
but I mean, love them all.
That's
Yep.
right. Love them all. Love unconditional, and and sometimes you just. And
Can I say one thing though? Zach has got to stop talking. He talks too much.
I know, right? Right.
I think that's
Hey,
a
you know
joke.
what? Since you've brought attention to Zach, can I just say this? We do have another sponsor, by the way.
oh my gosh,
Oh.
Zach! I am so sorry. I totally
No,
forgot.
no, it's
No?
like
How
a
did you
secret.
forget?
You didn't even know. I just found this out, so we can announce it on air. It's been clear to announce that we now have Ravish Hair Gallery as a
Oh,
sponsor.
yeah.
We can pay the bills. We can pay the bills. Scotty, go. You can turn the candles off upstairs now.
Well, I'm going to let you ladies go because it's getting really confusing in my head because I'm watching the video as I'm talking to y'all and with the time difference. And I'm already unstable, so it's really making it hard on me.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
You ladies keep it up. I'm proud of all of y'all.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All
Zach.
right, bye, girls.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
So welcome.
All about
awesome.
that. His Ashley is the owner of Ravish, and she is a super sweetheart. I don't know if you've gotten to meet her
I
yet.
have not
but-
met Ashley
Oh,
yet.
you will fall in love with her. And she just turned how old was she on her birthday? Because I still don't believe it. She's like 30. No,
30
she's like she
something.
looks like she's like 22,
Wow.
23 years old. She's like stunning. She's such a sweetheart. So I mean, that's some really good news.
Wow.
I'm beside myself. You know how long we've been after Zach? To be a sponsor. He's
Well,
been a
You know
friend
how
for a
long
while.
We've been after Zach.
I know. That's why I had to
That's
clarify
why.
that. No, I mean, as far as the salon, he worked at a previous salon, and we've always promoted him. And I don't mean it just to be a sponsor, but we promoted him just because he's our friend, and
Right.
really he promotes himself because we just tell him about how good his work is. But to have the salon he's a part of as a sponsor is pretty awesome for us. So
and
That's-
it came into the right time because with Ladies Talk, it's a lot more than. The morning show's fun for everybody, but this is something more it relates more to me for what I do with work every day.
Yes.
So empowering women, that's overall the majority of why I do hair. It's not just because I love doing hair, but it's to make somebody feel better when they leave the salon, or even if they just need to call or text, they don't have to be in my chair, but it does make a difference at the end of the day for a lot.
That's awesome.
Then the other thing I want to talk about at the end of the show is you actually mentioned we were going to do a campaign. So I want to start rolling that out for the single mom. So Zach single-handedly is doing a single mom campaign, and we are absolutely going to be behind him on
wow. Wow.
Yes.
this. Yeah.
He's
Wow.
always-
I can't
you
wait to
know,
hear.
he's always got some brilliant ideas, and I think a lot of us do this, but we sometimes you just don't know how to get them off the ground.
Mhm.
And it seems like Ladies Talk's kind of been that boost for a lot of things, and it's really super exciting, and I'm excited about that. And I don't mean to like go straight to commercial, but it's about time to take a break
Yeah,
already.
we got to pay some
We
bills.
gotta pay some bills here, but we will be right back. Thanks everybody for listening. I'm going to go ahead and load the Just for Fun Radio Facebook page. I mean the website, and you can talk to us through the chat room there if you'd like. I have some people texting me asking about it, so I'm going to go ahead and get that loaded while we're on break, and we will be right back.
Yay.
That's so cool.
I know.
So, okay, so how much is sponsorship?
Let's
Hold on, the camera's still
Okay,
rolling.
so no, the camera. No, you're good. You can go ahead. There you go.
No, the
it's-
camera's still rolling, Crystal.
The camera can stay rolling. You said.
Oh.
Leave the camera rolling.
Okay.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just off air. We're not on the radio. The camera's always rolling. No,
here
that's
comes
fine. No, we
Scotty.
can talk about that kind of stuff with the camera rolling.
Have you been getting my text?
No.
Let her talk a few minutes and then ask people to hold up for the call and then ask them to call it. Because if not, she'll never get it.
I had an
Okay.
idea me and Crystal were talking, and I said that we put the phone on silent, go a couple minutes, and then say we're going to open up for calls now.
Well, see, we were
because
trying to
people
figure out a way to do
keep
that. You're going to have to help me
When it starts ringing,
because you
phone
can't.
that
There's no way to
button,
do that.
Stop it so she can finish.
Yeah, because if not, we're never going to
'Cause
get
if not,
anything
y'all
said.
Never get past. Y'all get lit up with calls faster than we do in the
And
day.
it's all
Yeah.
We're lucky in the morning they're driving.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Yep,
lucky.
yep.
But y'all are catching them in the evening. I just don't want y'all to miss a lot of good talk because phone keeps ringing.
we can put the phone on silent and just wait for an.
Well, it doesn't work like that with this phone, though.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can turn it on silent, but then you have to remember to turn it
Because
on.
see, my initial.
Well, yeah, but then when we
But when
say
Initially, I was going to be like, we'll hold all calls and we'll take them as they come and kind of put them on hold, but you can't do that.
yeah, but no, we can just say, and now we're going to open up for calls for a whole
And that's
period.
exactly what. But I know she was writing it on talking.
Because if not, we're going to keep getting stopped, and we're never going to finish our,
Mhm.
sentences and things like that.
So whatever works for y'all. If it starts to ring and you, well, if it starts to ring and you just bump it on that side, like our phones,
Yeah.
you bump it, it quits ringing.
Okay.
I mean, it'll keep
And then we
trying.
can always call them right back.
Yeah,
or they
you'll
can call
see
us
it
right back.
ringing. You'll see it ringing. You just won't have to hear it.
Oh, okay.
And then you can always go back to call log and say, we're going to return a few calls because you'll see their missed calls.
Oh,
what we
that's
do in the morning.
perfect.
That's cool.
That's what we'll do then.
I mean, until
Because, I mean, I
can afford
know
the $1,800 phone system,
we're
just-
working on it. We just picked up a sponsor. Did you hear that?
We have two sponsors now.
Get that stuff.
Scotty,
Me
he's
and my
not.
wife Carol will get you some.
A lot further than you.
A lot closer.
Well,
But no, everything sounds good. I mean, volumes, everything's fine.
We're good.
I just know that she's getting bombarded with text messages, so I didn't know she's reading my.
No,
You know me though, I just kind of want to stay where I don't have to.
okay, at 8:15,
Micromanage.
Skylar Ward's going to call in with her story. So
Okay,
help
so we
me
gotta
keep
get
track
that
of
Make
one.
sure
time.
you tell Brandy to text you before she dials, so you'll know that's who called.
Okay.
That's very important.
Oh, yeah.
Because if not, you may have Jeff call 10 more times.
Yeah.
I should have known he'd be the first caller.
He's awesome.
That's one
though.
of my longest, dearest friends.
Really?
He just loves us.
Yeah, they're really.
All right, I'm leaving you alone. Sandwich is good, by the way. Thank
It
you.
is that I don't know the basil.
Yeah,
That's
it's good.
fabulous.
It was supposed to be a different kind of bread, but I didn't have it, so I had to go
Andy,
with
you
ciabatta
said right
bread.
on the mic. I need you to do this
It's
for
pretty
me.
good. It's just fresh
Oh,
spinach.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Well, her personality is so much like mine. I tried telling her in like the 8th grade. I said, why don't we go to school for this? And she's real shy. And I'm like, you've got this in you. Now look at it.
Yeah,
She's not that shy.
yeah,
She's not
Yeah,
now.
look
because
at
she's
me.
learning some self-empowerment now that she's in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's because she's
All right.
my
that's,
child.
Yeah, because I have a mom.
She takes after her mother.
I have a mom.
Well, but you lived in the other house where the man.
Hey, I'm a
talked and
bonus
women
mom. I
talked.
really
I know my mom's listening.
So, love y'all. Have fun.
All right, love you.
Have a good day at school.
We are back. We are live. These breaks seem to get shorter and shorter, but we're learning some time management, or I'm
Yeah.
learning time
Yes,
management.
we're learning how to use the bathroom really quickly and like
And refill my sangria.
yeah.
These these things are pretty good. This is the first time I've ever really made sangrias at home, but I feel like they turned out really good.
Excellent.
You're
And,
learning a
and
lot
my
with these
non-alcoholic
drinks.
sangria
Yeah.
is really good. Aren't our non-alcoholic ones?
My non-alcoholic pina colada / 2 drops of sangria with pineapples.
Poor dog. She's on antibiotics. We got to get her better. So she's like, we could just wait till next week to do those. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure we'll be able to do those again. We can do them again. Not a problem.
So, Debbie, I want to go back to unconditional love. How did you learn how to give it?
I don't think you can give something that you haven't received.
Mm.
So a lot of people don't know, but I was adopted at birth. My parents couldn't have children. And at the time, they ended up actually biologically siring a kid, but my younger brother. But I came by somebody else's tummy. And so my parents, like especially my mom, my dad would have just been happy with my mom. They just celebrated 60 years of their wedding anniversary. So this week, so I mean, he just adores her, but she wanted a child, a baby. And so when I came along, it was a miraculous thing. And I was just loved unconditionally. You know, it was just, she had prayed for me and she had, I don't know. I think sometimes parents take their children for granted and they don't realize when you can't have children what some couples go through or individuals go through. And so my mom was just always, even when she told me how I got here, she said, you know, you came in somebody else's tummy, but you were for me all along. So, and it was never, I wasn't raised like you, like a lot of young girls are, where if you get in trouble, you know, don't ever do this, this, and this. It wasn't even about being promiscuous as a teenager or whatever. It was never about sin or hell or anything like that. It was, you are awesome and amazing and respect yourself. It was about me, not what exterior things. And so it just taught me unconditional love. And she said to me, my mom said to me, she's like, if this is the best case scenario, but if anything ever happens with you, you come to me. I'm your best friend. I'm the one that's going to help you through it, you know? And I thought, I don't know. It's like, you can't give something that you haven't been given. And so I was so blessed, you know, and I do think we see God through the way our human relationships are. And I knew how awesome my human relationships were. So then it let me know how awesome God is, because, you know, it flows through them from him. And it taught me, you know, even with my own kids and my ex-husband and our whole story or whatever. It's just, you cannot look at another human being on whether it's friendship or or marriage or whatever it is, child, and expect them to be the way that you are, you know? And it's about, then it makes it about you and not about them.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
You do see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to love someone unconditionally, it's to I can look at you and want you to be, I discover you rather than trying to judge you. It's like I get to pull out of you who you are if I love you unconditionally. And I get to tap into these amazing gifts and talents and all this wonderful, you know, things that's been created in you. When you judge somebody, it's like you discount so many wonderful things. And loving unconditionally is simply saying, you know, I love you just the way you are. And it doesn't even mean like without conditions. It's the most beautiful gift you can give another human being. Is to say that I believe in you and I'm here for you and I love you. And that comes with a lot of stuff, because there's some tough love that goes on there. Sometimes loving unconditionally is letting somebody go, you know? So there's a whole other.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about the unconditional love and letting go. I want to go to Zach. So Zach, when you felt unconditional love, what did it look like? Did you give it or did you receive it?
I think it was a little bit of both. Throughout my life, I've been through a lot of stuff. I mean, just growing up, I kind of grew up on my own. I taught myself most of where I am, and I had to mature really, really early. And it got to a point where when I had a little bit of freedom to be myself, I just went haywire. You know, I was always in trouble and stuff. And it's, in a sense, it's kind of emotional. just because I haven't really had anybody who's always had my back 100%. My family's been very broken. I didn't have anybody who supported me 100% and guided me where I needed to go, or say, hey, rethink this or look at it in a different perspective. And what's really shocking is Crystal was actually probably the first person who actually made me look at life totally different.
That's cool.
Aw.
And I mean, ever since we met, like, nothing has changed between us. We've never really fought or argued or anything, but it's just to have that person I can just call. We don't even have to talk for a week or 2 weeks or anything. And I know I can call her, and it's like we just talked, 5 minutes ago or anything. And she's really gave me a bigger aspect on life just because she is always there for me. And she's got my back no matter what, just like I have hers. But at the end of the day, I know she's that one person no matter what. She's always going to be in my life. And she's actually helped, like, faith-wise, work-wise, personal-wise. She's brought all that back to me because I kind of lost a lot of it, and to me, that's unconditional love because it's a friend and they're always there for you no matter what.
And they don't always tell you what you want to hear. That's something to me that's very important as far as unconditional love is whenever you really care about someone, they're not always just going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you most likely sometimes not exactly what you're wanting to hear.
Yes.
And that's what we do for each other that we love and we care about. And that to me is one very small part of unconditional love. Being a mom to kids and teenagers and having friends and people in your life you care about, to me, that's it. You got to tell them what they don't want to hear sometimes.
That's awesome.
Well, and I mean, even like Emmy, just taking Emmy into my life now because, it doesn't, taking Emmy in, it's not like anything that I haven't done before. I mean, it's just simply who I am and what I do. And, because I was a third grade teacher, so I saw a lot of my kids come to school without. And I think that in education, we learn unconditional love because Lord knows there are some kids that I was just like, Jesus, you had to have another plan because this child should not be in my class. But, you do it. And then in doing it, what I learned is that the kids who gave me the most challenges, they needed me in a way that nobody else needed me.
Right.
And, it's like, and once you start to see that, I'm not going to say it's a pattern, but once you start to see certain characteristics emerge, then you learn how to recognize it even in adults. And, so that's why and I love mentoring. I do. I used to love teaching. And I think I love the unconditional love part of it.
Yeah.
And,
Well, Debbie had said that, like, to know unconditional love, you have to feel it. And in your situation, what you're saying you have the perfect opportunity to maybe show people unconditional love to where they're not feeling it at home. I mean, because all of us don't get that.
Exactly. And I love what you said, Jack, because sometimes it's not from your parents. And that's the beautiful thing about God is like it can come from any different source. I mean, that we're all connected. We really are.
Yes.
And if somebody can show you that and allow you to feel that it's life changing. And I think that's what you've experienced. And I know, like, when my ex-husband and I were pastoring Church of the Now, and I have a heart for teenagers, especially middle school aged kids and high school going into college, because those are very transitional periods. And some of the kids would come in and they would have their hoodies on, the boys especially, and hoodies on over they'd cover their faces and things like that. And some people would look at that and get afraid, like, they're whatever. I looked at it as a challenge because I knew ultimately they're hiding and they want to appear a certain way. And so I would call them out and I would just say, I cannot believe you are hiding that beautiful face behind that hoodie, and I would pull it out of them. And it's like when you know, and you felt unconditional love, and when somebody's looked at you and called you out, and they see where you're insecure or whatever, and you're holding back, and that's been shown to you, and then you can share that with someone else. And I watch these young men, especially, they drop their hoodie, and all of a sudden, because this is the deal, those that usually are the ones that people want to stay away from, those are the leaders. They have influence.
Yes.
And if you can tap in and you can try to guide and channel that influence that they have, I mean, they're amazing, And so it's all, I love it all because it's not just unconditional love, like like linear. It goes deep and wide, and it affects on so many levels.
It's
you know,
exponential. I
it
mean,
is.
it's just, it's, and women, when I think about our friendships, I mean, I know that you probably had friendships in your life where you think that, this friendship is like unconditional love and we support each other. I mean, and women are really good about saying, oh, this is my best friend. We love each other unconditionally. And then the next thing you know, you're pulling knives out of your back. And it's like, okay, where's the love? And I think a lot of times with women, we don't know how to empower and love each other. But I think it goes back to something that you said earlier, is that we don't know how to give that love to ourselves.
A lot of that comes from self-confidence, though, because women are so busy. A lot of times you're like, oh, she's so this, she's so that they don't even know how to relate to other females because they're so busy like comparing themselves to them.
That's exactly right.
Instead of like really like taking a moment just to get to know them. And I mean, I think that has a lot to do with the women not connecting sometimes.
Yes.
And that came for me with maturity, because I remember being younger thinking, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, or she's so perfect. And really later on in life, I've met some of those same people and I'm like, you know what? She's actually a pretty cool person. She's a really good person. And she has her own insecurities and she has her own flaws that I would never notice.
Right.
And, that's the thing about flaws. We see them as flaws. Other people, they see them as something different about you or unique. So.
Right.
Well, I always tell everybody, I'm like, I was the nerdy, goofy, geeky girl. I was the girl who had the Coca-Cola bottle glasses. And I was so clumsy that
I don't even believe that.
oh my gosh.
Neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I tripped over everything.
And I was the red-haired, freckled face. I mean, they called me
See,
Carrot Top.
We would have been great friends.
We would have been like best friends.
Yeah, we would have been best friends.
No doubt.
I mean, the kids, I can remember going to lunch and everybody would sit I hated lunchtime because lunch is like the most isolating time as a child. And I think a lot of times we carry that with us into adulthood. And, even though we're not sitting at the lunch table anymore, we still have that.
We are most definitely at the lunch table.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be 52 in a few weeks, and I am most definitely at I don't care what age you are.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's
he does not look 52. Good Lord. If you were watching the video, you are thinking she's lying. She's stunning.
But we are all at the lunch table. You were just children in grown-up bodies. You know what I mean? Trying to work out our insecurities and things like that. So, yeah.
And I think a lot of times that whole lunch table scenario affects us in how we feel that unconditional love should look. Because, at the lunch table, everybody's like, well, if you would stop being so nerdy, you could be more accepted. So, okay, we put that in a little container. Well, if you wouldn't be so geeky, if you could just be like all the other girls, then that goes into a little container. And, and then when something happens, we reach back to those containers, and it's not that thing happened because that person didn't love us the way that we needed to be loved, or they didn't accept us the way that we wanted to be accepted. It happened because, this happened because of that. I was nerdy, or I was too geeky, or I wasn't this, or I wasn't that. And I think that, how do we get past that? Where do we start?
I think it comes with, I want to say with age, but none of us as females want to talk about aging, but it really does come with maturity and age and just life happenings, things that happen to us. And then, I don't know, as you get older, things aren't as important, or you don't focus on things as much as you used to whenever you were that age. I mean, now I'll look back and I'm thinking, you know what, really, being a redhead in school really wasn't that bad. I made it a lot worse for myself because I felt like I was so different. Of course, the other kids didn't help by calling me names and everything, but anyway, it is what it is. But I think all of that comes with maturity and age a little bit.
Sometimes it does. And I think the more you get comfortable in your own skin, this is regardless of what age you are, the more comfortable you make other people feel. Like my youngest son, he'll be 22 in a couple of days, and my boys were homeschooled in elementary, and then Jonah went to public school. He went to Cousins, and in 6th grade, and both of my boys are musicians, extremely talented young men. Jonah my youngest just got off a tour in Europe. And, but when he was in 6th grade, he had long hair, wore skinny jeans before they were popular. And it was, you know, it was a different world for him to feel people say really horrible things to him and that kind of thing. So he came to me and he was like, Mom, I want to go back to I want to go back to homeschool. And I was like, buddy, I'll put you in homeschool. I said, but that is not the right thing to do. And I said, we can cut your hair and you can wear baggy pants if you want to fit in. And I said, but this is who you are. And I said, if you trust me and ride this middle school term out, the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, stay true to yourself, being authentic, regardless. And I said, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but just do it. Find out who you are. Be true to that person. And I said, I promise you, when you leave the school, you'll be on top. And sure enough, when he left in 8th grade, of course, everybody was at that point was wearing skinny jeans. They were growing their hair out. He was the coolest kid. All the girls loved him, all this kind of stuff. It's like, so I'm saying this to say, Doc, is that even as adults, we don't know who we are and we're not comfortable in our own skin. And the day that we awaken, I guess, to, gosh, you know, the confidence is the most beautiful gift that you could give. You know what I mean? Just confidence in yourself and just how you are, you know, whatever size you are, whatever height you are, whatever your talents are, whatever your intellect is, whatever it is, what it is. Embrace it, love it unconditionally, and then walk into the world. And I promise you, people will notice you because there is a lot of beautiful people, but they are not beautiful on the inside. They are insecure and ugly. And
Yes.
and I really believe that the most free we can ever get is when we don't take anything else personally, because when somebody else attacks you, what you were talking about, even like at the lunch table, it's about them. It's not about you.
That's right. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
when you can walk into a room and you can touch somebody, just like Zach, I just grab his shoulder or, you know, and just let myself out and no judgment. Just, I love you and you're here and I think you're amazing. It changes the atmosphere. And so people are so afraid because they're insecure themselves. So then that's why, to me, unconditionally loving ourselves and being comfortable in our own skin and not, you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's my favorite. I'm going to be on my tombstone one day. It is what it is.
Absolutely love
You know,
it. It
I
all
love
goes
that.
back to power of positive attitude, you know, positive thinking
Yes.
and just believing in yourself and just being able to walk in and just speak positive and let everybody around you feel that energy.
Yes,
It's
it
pretty
is.
awesome.
No,
Yep.
it changes everything.
Yes, it does.
It does. And, you know, the one thing I've noticed just doing hair, and it bothers me so bad, is when a lady comes in and she tells you what she wants, but then she turns around and says, I can't because my husband doesn't want it.
wow.
Oh, wow.
And to
Yeah.
me, that
Yeah.
makes such a difference on so many people. And I always tell them, it's not what your husband wants. It's what you want. If you want short hair, do short hair because that's how they want to feel good. And, you know, and I'm really glad that a lot of men do listen to this. And hopefully this message will get out to them, you know, and as well as all the ladies to know, be who you are and be
Yes.
what you want to be. It doesn't matter who says do this or that's not going to look right on you. It's you. If it doesn't look right on you, hey, at least you can say, I attempted it. I did it. I know next time not to do it again. But you have to have the power of your life and who you are, because at the end of the day, nobody else matters because you are the one who closed your eyes. Nobody else closes them for you.
Good. Very
That's
good.
true.
That's right. You know what? On that note, we're going to go pay some bills.
We
But
got to pay
will
bills
be
again.
back. Oh my
We keep
gosh,
having to pay these
These
bills.
daggone bills, they eat us alive. But we will not be gone very long. There's a lot of great talk going on here. Please stay tuned. Share it on Facebook. Let everybody know Ladies Talk is live. We will be right back.
Oh my gosh, time is flying.
It is. I was watching the commercials go click, click. I'm like, we got this.
That's awesome.
Y'all are awesome. It's like
This is really good.
I think this is by far the best one. I really do. Because it relates. I mean, everything's related, but I think this is something
This
that
is something, yeah,
everybody
right, yeah.
seriously
It
goes
digs.
through.
I could cry because it digs so deep to your existence, and that's ultimately how you live every day. Like, I don't even know what to do with women who can't be themselves because their husband likes long hair and doesn't want short hair. You know,
It's the hardest thing. I mean, literally just to, and a lot of people like, I see all this stuff throughout the day and it gets to the point where I go home and it's literally like, I'm so frustrated and
Yeah.
I try to think, what can I do for them or what can I do to
Mhm.
change this for them?
Mhm.
And it really stresses me out, you know, about the end
sure.
of the day because there's certain points that I just have to say,
so-
I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I have to
You're
step
so
back.
limited. Yeah.
And that, I mean, and it really, really bothers me to so many extents, you know, because, and that's, I love when they come in and talk to me because I know stuff none of their family
Yeah.
knows,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing that makes a difference for me.
Okay.
No, I totally agree. I'm sure you do feel it, you know, because you see, that's another cool thing is when you see something in somebody and they can't, they don't know how to even embrace it because of limitations, whether it's whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's like I just see people like, you know, this awesome light in the, you know what I mean? Like the best that they can possibly be. And it ultimately, Zach, pulls that out of them if they're willing for it to be pulled out of them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's really cool. Wow.
I have gotten chills so many times tonight. Like,
there's so many people listening and sharing, and it's pretty awesome. 280 people engaged, huh?
Wow.
Is that good?
Yeah,
That's really good.
for a live show. I
Yeah.
feel like that's really.
That's really good. Yeah.
have y'all ever thought of, like, once the show picks up more, actually, like, putting together an event where, say, you set up a big old table in the front and then just let people talk and ask questions?
That would be.
Yeah, that would be.
Phenomenal. I think we need to make that like some sort of anniversary.
Yes.
That'd be point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a 3-month or something
then-
like that, an anniversary point to where we invite everybody who's been listening to come in and
That's a
just
great
ask,
idea.
Yeah.
come somewhere.
And not really have a topic, but just let
Just
people
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
You know, and then you could sell shirts and stuff like that.
We could do
Have
it at the social
refreshments.
house.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
perfect.
Oh, wait. Did I say the
awesome.
social? Did I get that right? Yeah. Social house in Porterdale. That's right.
It's
I'm
not
just
the
saying, if we're
house.
gonna be
Not the
mean,
porterhouse is-
I want to be Whoopi Goldberg.
You're going to be Whoopi Goldberg, baby.
Yeah, who was the little scrawny white girl? I'll be her, I guess.
No, don't. No, yeah, let's don't be her.
Okay.
You can be Whoopi. I'll give up my black card for you.
She said, "I'll give up my black card for you." Okay, we've had. I think it's. This
We've had a lot of
person's called
calls.
a few
Oh,
times.
Okay.
So whenever we go back, if it's okay with y'all, we'll take a call at
Okay.
8:15. Skylar Ward is calling.
Okay. Amy, this is the song that I'm going to sing when you graduate. I'm going to say, she's just a girl, but she's my daughter.
They'd be like, what? That's like, what?
No, I'm not adopted.
That's going to really puzzle me.
It's my
Let's
biological
back
game
up a
mom.
little bit.
I went and picked up sperm at the sperm bank and they mixed it up and I just kept her.
I have pigment loss. It's, you know.
Jennifer Wolf is listening.
Yay.
She
Has she
She's gonna-
messaged either one of y'all?
she's gonna be on the.
Yes, she
Zoom.
did.
Okay.
Took it upon herself to go sign up on like the kidney donor.
Oh, my-
website,
wow.
and she donated a kidney to a complete stranger.
And she was very picky about it. Like, she went through the list to make sure it was going to a family who really needed
Wow.
it and who really deserved it, not just somebody who got put on the list and, you know, they're still living a great life.
Right.
But basically, this guy was down to his last minutes.
Wow.
And she was able to do it. I mean, she overall is an amazing person. She has a Facebook page that's dedicated towards, what's that thing they do?
Organ matching or transplant
it's-
matching.
They pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Yes.
And she encourages people to go on there to say
That's
things
cool.
people have done or they've received. And nobody's really doing it. She's getting to the point now where she's going to do a 50 states thing where she goes to each state and she does something really nice. Like whether it be put her business card with the Facebook on it
Mhm.
with $10 and say, you know, here, this is $10 in gas
That's awesome.
for you. And small things like that. And, you know,
Yeah.
I want her to push it out because I think that's awesome, you know,
Mhm.
because Starbucks, there's no telling how many times it's been like, oh, they got you in the front. Okay, well, I'll get the ones in the back.
Mhm.
Right.
But it just becomes where they're
It-
not going to appreciate it.
Right.
It's
It
almost-
just becomes routine.
yeah, because even
Yeah.
the guy at the window was like, well, do you want to pay for the persons in the back? Well, what are you going to do when I say no? You know, I want to do something different. Like, I want to shock them, you know, like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I'll pay for the rest of the line that's
Yeah.
here right now.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's not just because you feel obligated to do
Right.
it,
Right.
Good.
you know,
It's just, it's unconditional love.
and that's what it narrows down to. The world would be such a better place.
See,
One step at a time.
And the show that, in fact, the topic we were going to make about her was
Pay it forward.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And I think we need to stick with the August the 13th date for her.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's going back to New York on the
She's going back to New York.
27th,
Okay.
26th.
Because
Yeah.
the pinup thing, you know, they'll have breaks and stuff for school and stuff. And we haven't really narrowed that down yet.
Okay. So that's why I hadn't changed anything yet for that one. So is that us again?
That's so cute.
I love having a
Do y'all
DJ.
wanna take some, do y'all want to take some calls now, or y'all?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's take some calls because we've only got 30 more minutes.
We really should like this a little longer.
We are back. Where does the time go? We're sitting here going, we only have like 30 minutes and we want to take some callers. There's been a couple people calling, so we're going to go ahead and call you back. So I hope you're ready. I have no idea who.
It's like we're reaching in the grab bag.
We're going to call
So,
you.
Emmy, while we're making the call, do you have any insight for us? I mean, because you come from a whole different generation here.
I know. I'm just like I'm the.
Come up to the mic, DJ's daughter.
You know, Dad
can
told you
hear
the
me?
2-finger rule. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like right on it though.
Yep,
Okay,
you're good.
good girl.
Okay.
You're in the yellow.
The only time that I can think of unconditional love would be like my mom, because like I don't have a good relationship with my mom. I do now, but you know, we had a lot of stuff go on when I was about 13, 14, 15. I moved out. I ended up moving here with Dad and Crystal, and I really loved them and they're really good parents, but you know, my other parents, I didn't really like my mom and my stepdad. We didn't get along too much. We had a lot of junk that came in between our relationship, all sorts of stuff. So I resented my mom for a really long time for it. And kind of, I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to see her. The very first Mother's Day I had away from her, I didn't call her. I just wasn't even into it. I love her to death, but I was like, you know, she's done so much to me. I don't, you know, she doesn't deserve, you know, whatever. But now it hasn't even been 5 years and I've already forgiven her for
That's awesome.
everything.
Wow.
And it wasn't even a fact of me going, you know, everything's okay. You know, she did it because of this. She did it because of this. I don't even care why she did what she did. It doesn't even matter. It's the fact that, you know, she's my mom.
Mhm.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I call her and tell her everything. Everything. She knows
Wow.
everything. And she tells me everything as well, which is really cool because that's not really like a mom thing. Like
Mhm.
moms usually don't share everything with their daughters. There's usually like a boundary. But I think my mom are kind of past that. We're kind of to like a more like best friend state where we can tell each other just anything. And she comes to me and she's like, I did this. And I'm like, are you joking? And I'll tell her like it is. I'm like, that's stupid. You shouldn't have done that. This is what's going to happen. And she's like, I know.
Isn't it funny how our roles kind of reverse as time goes through? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like just like Emmy's saying, and I do the same thing with my mom, and I think that you're kind of with that. Like you're taking care of your mom.
Yeah. I'm taking care of my
Yeah.
mom. My mom lives with me,
Oh,
you know.
wow.
Yeah, most kids, most people get to move away from their mom. I moved my mom in with me.
It happens. It's
And-
like a full
yeah.
cycle. It's like it's a I don't know, circle of life.
Yes.
It's a circle of life. Okay, I won't do that at night. I do that to the guys in the morning.
And they love it. Okay, we have a couple calls, and I finally got it all figured out here. So let's see what's going on. Come on. Come on, dead air.
Dead air. We're gonna get this dead air thing right one day. One day, just not today.
I'm calling it. This is not an iPhone I'm working with. I'm sorry. It says I'm calling. Okay.
Dead air.
No, I know. I don't even know what to say about it.
Well, while you're doing that, I just want to say I think that's totally awesome. You're blessed because of that.
I know. I love my mom to death. I'd do anything for her these days.
And I love her too. I mean, me and although I'm the bonus mom, me and her mom have a pretty decent relationship.
is
Oh,
pretty
she's
Yeah.
texting me right now.
That's
oh,
cool.
that means the
that's
mom
cool.
is listening.
Very cool.
Yes.
Hey,
Hello. we're
Hello.
calling you back.
hi guys, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
We're good. Sorry, we tried to call, but it went to voicemail, so we missed you guys the first time.
It's okay. We were trying to be organized. Doc is really teaching us some stuff about time management and everything. So we're trying to do the same thing with our callers. So if you can just bear with us, but you're welcome to. Do you have a story to tell? Are you listening? I'm assuming.
Yes, this is Brandy, and I'm here with my daughter, Skylar Ward, that came up with a different idea this year for her upcoming birthday, which is August 3rd. She just out of the blue decided that instead of receiving gifts this year, she wanted to find a particular person in need that needed donations or money, shall I say, more than she needed any gifts. So I asked her what sort of person this would be, and she decided she wanted to find a child that had like a terminal illness or something. Somewhere along the lines, we have gotten in touch with a little girl, mom. Her name is Cadence Fox, and she lives near the Lake Oconee area. She has 2 sternomia brain tumors, and she's had 2 rounds of radiation so far. She has 2 more to go through, and then after that, she'll go through 6 weeks of radiation in Texas, Houston, Texas. And we are currently raising money for that right now. So her parents or her can use it however they want. Skylar's not going to meet her until towards the middle of August. We've never even talked to her, just seen her pictures and talked to her mom. But Skylar will get to meet her for the first time and hand her whatever lump sum that she's collected, and they can use it how they want or need it. If they need it for travel expenses when they have to stay in Texas for so long, or hotels, whatever it may need. So we're really excited about that. And I have Skylar with me here today too. Hi.
Hi, Skylar.
So, Skylar, how old are you turning? I think I've told people all different types of ages.
Yeah,
from 13 to 18.
Well, yeah, we have a range of 13 to 18. So, Skylar, how old will you really be?
And when is your birthday?
I'm turning 12, and my birthday is on August 3rd.
Oh.
See, I have you like 14,
Yeah.
15. Your
Well,
mom
Crystal
and dad are
actually
gonna
had
shoot
you at
me.
like 16. So,
Was it 16?
Yeah.
14, 15? See, I don't even know. It's how bad. I mean, I'm really sorry about that. But I plan on sharing your link. And I have been following you, but I'm super excited about getting your story out there. And I'm just going to say I was really, really humbled. And I know your parents are super proud of you.
yeah. And Skylar, I'm going to share your link as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you know approximately how much you've raised, or do you want to share that with us so far?
I have raised $800
That's awesome.
in about a
Wow.
week. So really
Wow.
proud.
And I should have been paying attention, but is the family aware that you're doing this, or is this going to be a complete surprise?
They're so they understand. We this is Brandy again, but we had put it out there on Facebook before we got in touch with Eggleston. We were working through like a coordinator at first, and then I thought, well, maybe there's somebody on here more personable that has someone already that they know of. So I had several people give us her name. So I contacted her mom and just said, at the end of the day, it'll be Skylar who chooses, but I haven't heard about your story. And immediately when Skylar read their story, that's the person she chose. So she just knew in her heart that was the one, because she said, Mommy, I'll know when I read their story which one God wants me to help, and that's who she chose. So they are definitely very sweet and appreciative and humble people, and I think it's going to be really exciting when we do get to meet up with them and give them all we've raised, because we have several promises for more stuff coming through the mail, and we have a PayPal account set up and all that good stuff. So hopefully Skylar's goal is to really reach 1,000. So if she got to that, I think she would be very proud about that, right?
Oh, she's got this. She's got 1,000. If she's already at 800, Skylar, you're going to make your goal. I know that you're going to do this.
I think so too. And thank you guys so much for having us on so that we could share the word a little bit, and also maybe encourage other people to jump in there and do things like this more often as well.
Well, Brandy, I just want to thank you and Rob for being incredible parents, and for truly, it's one thing to say we teach our children unconditional love, but when you have a child who's willing to sacrifice her birthday, that her born day, the day that is usually set aside for her to give to someone else, you have done a phenomenal
That's
job
awesome.
as parents in truly instilling the true meaning of unconditional love.
And I think that brings us back to how we kind of led all of this off today. Debbie had spoke of how children know unconditional love by being taught unconditional love, and it sounds like y'all are doing that. So congratulations
Yes.
to y'all as parents. It's pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you so much. That means the world to us. And, we try as hard as we can and hope and pray for the best at the end of the day. I guess that's what we can do is try our best. And as long as we put that 150% in, then we know at the end of the day that we've done all that we can do and we feel good about it. That's what we shoot for.
That's right. Well, look, make plans to join us sometime soon yourself, and we would love to have you, Brandy. And I spoke earlier about how Rob's is such a huge sponsor of Just for Fun Radio, and we appreciate you taking part in tonight's show. And we'll see you.
Yeah.
I hope.
Anytime. I can't wait to join you guys, and I'll let y'all get back to your work. And we appreciate y'all having time to talk with us.
Thank you,
Thank
Brandy.
Thank you,
Skylar.
Brandy and Skylar.
God bless you guys.
That was awesome.
That is amazing.
Okay, so I've just gotten a text from Carly's mom, and they are actually running over with dinner. So she asked if we could stay on the air until 8:45.
Of course we can.
And
We'll be
yeah,
here till
that's what I told her. I said
8:45.
we'll be here.
Okay, we got another call that was just calling in. So let's I'm gonna give them a call right quick. Go. One day. I'm gonna have to figure out how to
Dead air.
iPhone
Dead
it.
air.
It's dialing. There we go. I hope this isn't the same people. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Thank you for calling Ladies Talk. You're live.
Hello.
Hello.
How are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
Fabulous listener. How are
Hi.
you? I have a feeling this is like what would I call you? It's my wife-in-law.
Your wife-in-law.
My ex-wife-in-law.
Crystal?
Let me just say, talking about unconditional love, if there was anybody in this whole world that I want to love my daughter, is you.
Wow.
Oh,
My wow. You're gonna make me
Wow.
cry.
Hi,
See,
Mom.
I did not expect to cry tonight.
You
That's
have
pretty
shown
awesome.
my daughter the most unconditional love, and I'm so thankful that you were in her life.
I know I tell you
It's
all the
kind
time, thank you for sharing Emmy with me. And I truly do mean that because
No, really. It's kind of weird because we're like, I'm the ex and you're the new, but no, I love you to death. And if there was anybody in this world that I would want my daughter to look up to is, first of all, me, of course, but second of all, you, because you're just an exceptional woman, and I'm so thankful she's in your life.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, let me introduce you to the doc because the doc has, she's,
Has probably heard
has
about me
adopted-
after.
I don't know about all that. No. But
Well, I've
she,
got a lot to tell you, Mom, if you'd answer your phone.
oh,
I've been adopted.
She's been adopted by a black lesbian couple here in Conyers.
It's beautiful, and I love
Well,
it.
that's okay. I don't care.
I was hoping to
I
have
had to
this
readjust my
conversation.
headphones on that one.
I would have wanted you guys to meet
I
in
may have to
person.
refill my
but-
drink. But Melissa's wanting to come in for the ladies talk,
I
so that would be
do.
awesome.
That would be awesome. I would love to have
I
you.
just love Crystal. I mean, being an ex-wife and being in a divorce situation, it's kind of crazy, but I'm so glad that
You
it
went through a
worked out.
lot before you finally got to me, though. I'm just saying.
Yes. I'm just saying yes, but I'm just saying I'm so glad that he found you and that y'all are happy and you have a happy life and that my daughter's in that, because most parents don't have that. I mean, they're fighting and they don't talk and they don't talk about their kids and they're just, it's
And when you're dealing with unconditional love and I don't want to say broken homes, but like when
Well,
you're bringing
broken
families
homes.
together, unconditional love can be the most
Yes.
challenging
Yes.
because
Yes.
Scotty and I, everybody knows who listens knows that we have what I feel is a pretty just an awesome relationship, but
y'all are perfect.
at the same time, I mean, sometimes I go through things with my children, and he's like, I don't know. It's just like only I can.
I
Love
know
them
I know what he's
unconditionally.
like.
Only I can love them unconditionally, and sometimes he's like, Crystal,
course.
it's easier for the other parents sometimes, and Emmy's great. I mean, I don't have these situations with Emmy, and I'm not saying my kids aren't great, because they are, but I'm
Of
just
course
saying
they
that when
are.
it comes to unconditional love, whenever you've got a parent and a step parent or bonus parent, as I like to refer myself to.
I like the word bonus
Bonus
parent.
sounds so much better.
Yeah.
You're the bonus mom.
Unconditional love really, I don't know. I mean, I've used that word a lot in our relationship. I mean, I love my kids unconditionally, and my children have done some things that people who don't know them would be like, you know what? I just write them off.
Well, of course.
It doesn't work like that. I will love them no
I mean,
matter
look,
what.
I have a stepdaughter that didn't exactly turn out the way we expected her to.
Do any of us really turn out? I mean, my grandmother, I wonder what she thinks of me. I
Well,
should try to have her on here.
She had kids at a very young age and got married and divorced at a very young age, and it was very hard as a co-parent for me to hold back, because I treated her like my own, but she wasn't. So I kind of got backlashed on about that, and it actually almost broke our relationship up. I loved her unconditionally, but it wasn't my child, so it was kind of crazy. And I love my grandkids. Don't get me wrong, I love them to death, but it's hard to be a co-parent or a step parent.
I've seen many relationships fall apart whenever it comes to
very much so.
Parents not understanding, or the other parent not understanding unconditional love. I'm thankful mine, I mean, I don't have that concern, but I've seen a lot fall apart. So, but we're glad you called. Just let us know when a day or a date or a time.
I want to come in and see y'all as your step wife, ex-wife-in-law. I don't even know what to call myself.
I've heard the terminology used. Is it wife-in-law?
Well, he used to call Jeff his ex-husband-in-law. So, and that was another thing. Them actually working together was that kind of blew my mind. And he came home to like two dads for a long time, which she didn't like.
I just didn't like Dad being around.
He's listening.
I love him. I'm
y'all are
joking. If I wasn't joking, I wouldn't say it.
Y'all are laughing, but really, my husband and my ex-husband actually worked together. Like, they did jobs together, and
that's a whole nother show.
We'll get to that later.
Yep,
but I just wanted to thank you, Crystal, because you have been a big part of my daughter's life, and I don't know what I would do without you and her daddy and all of y'all.
It takes
being
a village. It takes a village to raise a child. Welcome to the village.
Yes.
Doc.
Welcome to the village.
It really does, and I'm so glad that I'm in your village. That's all I wanted to say.
That's cool.
Well, thank you for
Very
calling.
cool.
It's almost time for us to go pay the bills again. But
I love you.
Okay, well, I want to come in and see y'all, and hey, I want some body wrap.
oh yes. We will definitely talk about that a little bit more off
So
air.
yeah, people have been messaging me, wanting me to buy from them, but no, I'd rather buy from you. So
I got you.
yeah,
I got you.
hit me up.
I'll hit you up later. All right,
Okay.
everybody. We will be right back. This is Just for Fun Radio and Ladies Talk. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Can I say bye, Emmy? I love you.
Bye, I love you.
Bye, Crystal.
Emmy.
I love you.
Bye, Melissa. We love you.
I love y'all. Bye.
All right, love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
He's going to be upstairs like, oh my God, my wife and my ex-wife.
I just had a conversation with all of my parents, like all at once.
All at one
I
time.
know, isn't that cool?
While my grandmother is texting me angrily.
Angrily.
Yes, the only good apartment that we found, she's Googling it, and it has 2 stars. The one she wants us to move into has 3 stars, but it's $500 more a month. I'm not.
Is she going to help pay?
I'm not paying $500 more for a star.
No.
No.
I'm not paying $500 more for a star.
I'm not. Apparently, I mean, everyone, all the girls said it was super, super nice.
It might be, but we'll have to.
Well, we'll look at it on Monday when we go up there. 'Cause we're going to go at a different time than y'all. Emmy is going to school and she's getting an apartment. So,
Well, I also don't have a job.
well, I kind of wanted Emmy to stay at home and go to school.
No.
Emmy doesn't want to stay at home.
I've been talking about this with these people for a very long time.
I know.
And me and Dad would drive each other insane.
Yeah, but this is kind of not the way that I saw all of this
I
playing
would-
out. So,
Me and Dad, I don't stay here anyways.
well,
Where do you want to go to school?
Crystal, hurry!
I'm not sure.
Be quickly!
Oh gosh.
Run, run! Die, wait! Wait, you gotta close the door.
Oh, I thought you had to go in there.
We're
I
back.
know you mentioned your book. Do you want to talk about your upcoming book?
No, I don't have.
No? I didn't want to
It's
bring it up if
it's
you didn't
in the
want to.
atmosphere.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy, that was a very quick break. We are back live. Sort of.
And we're all laughing because Scotty opens the door and yells, Crystal!
I was trying to pee. No, sorry.
I told you that you have to pee
telling
really
you.
quickly.
But let me tell you what I did not do. Well, we won't talk about that. Well, I'll tell you what I didn't do later. I messed up. The DJ messed up. Okay. We are back and we've had a lot of great callers. I do want to give a quick shout out to Brandy Ward and thank her again for calling and letting Skylar tell us about her amazing story. And once again, thank Rob's Performance. That is one of Scotty's, like, the hugest, most supportive sponsor that he has is Rob's Performance in
Oh, wow.
Conyers. And if any of you, we all need car care. I mean, he took our daughter's car over there today and had the air conditioned service. When I say daughter, I mean Emmy because we have 3.
Hey.
But they have the best prices. You can always rely on them. They're very dependable. So that's Rob's Performance in Conyers. So I want to give them another shout out and thanks to Brandy for calling. And back to our topic here, unconditional love. I know that Emmy has spoke of, her view at her age with unconditional love, having to deal with us as parents is tough, and she loves us anyway, and we truly appreciate that. And Zach talked about loving his friends and the things that we all do for each other as friends and unconditional love. And we're gonna have one more caller. Let's call her.
Yes.
Is it
calling her
Carly?
Carly.
We're going to call her. Anybody who's watching the morning show, they were doing Rich Archer, Scouting for Troops, was on the show this morning. He was collecting all sorts of coloring books and
Oh wow.
crayons. And Carly is going to tell us her story and what she's doing. It's called Carly's Coloring for Kids. So we're going to call her in just a second. If Doc, you want to tell everybody a little bit about this while I try to work this phone over here. We're going to get an iPhone down here because I'm not sure what to say about this phone we're using. Well, Scotty's used to it.
That's our phone that we picked up on Covington Highway.
I believe it. I believe it.
The guy said that it was an iPhone because he gave it to us. No, but Carly's Coloring for Kids. This is a little 9-year-old girl out of Florida, and she saw a need for the children's hospitals and the Ronald McDonald houses in the South Georgia and the Northern Florida area. If you know anything about those 2 areas in Georgia, South Georgia has some of I think they have 11 of the top 14 highest poverty areas in Georgia. And so, the parents down there can barely make ends meet, let alone when their kids have to go in for treatments and things. There's just no money for the fun stuff. I mean, something as simple as a coloring book, when you're trying to decide between, okay, do we have to buy more Tylenol or can we get crayons? You got to buy the Tylenol. And so, these hospitals were in almost of a crayon crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't imagine. So this little 9-year-old girl saw a need and said, hey, I'm going to do this.
Wow.
So she goes out and she collects crayons for the Ronald McDonald as well as the Children's Hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Totally
so
awesome.
I'm loving that the kids, the kids are really getting this message of what it means to have unconditional love.
This is not a valid entry. Main menu.
Wait, maybe I gave you the wrong number, Crystal. I'm sorry.
It said this is not a valid entry. Okay.
And while we find the correct number, I just want to throw out there that anybody who wants to donate crayons, coloring books, anything to help with this cause, please bring it by the salon, Ravish Hair Gallery. And for everybody who does this, each item that you bring into me, I will give you $1 off your service. If you want to bring me 100 items, there's your $100 service right there. If you want to make a donation as far as checks, cash, anything like that, please bring that in as well. And I will make sure that Carly does get off this because this is a big cause and I would appreciate if everybody would help out with it. So stop by Ravish Hair Gallery in Porterdale, any crayons, coloring books and all that. And we'll make sure she gets them to help support this cause.
So that's like a 2-for-1. Like I could help out and get my hair done.
It
That's
works.
kind of cool
Yes.
right there. I need a deep condition.
You need a lot. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, he's not. He's not. You're looking at my roots, aren't you?
For the past week.
It's all.
I love it.
I know a hairstylist. He'll hook me up.
Yeah, I know an incredible hairstylist. All right. She's going to be so surprised. They were running late eating dinner.
That happens to me all the time.
So
We need like some with the music that plays.
yeah,
or
the
something
place.
whenever
I don't know how to
we
do that. Scotty does that for us in the morning.
Well, Scotty needs to give me some training.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
Aw.
voice messaging
They must
system.
still be at dinner.
90.
We should have left him a message. Hi, this is Ladies Talk. Are calling you for your interview, but
They'll call us back.
yeah, they will call
All
us
right.
back.
Well, I'm excited. So the one area that we didn't talk about that I want to talk about is everybody's looking at me.
Well, you're talking.
I want to talk about unconditional love in a marriage. Because
Oh, I love Scotty no matter what on several occasions. I'm just saying, there's many a times that, and he does the same for me. So there's a lot of unconditional love goes on in our marriage.
well, yeah, and I think in my first marriage, I didn't have unconditional love, because a lot of people know my story. I got married and I knew who I was, and my ex-husband knew who I was too. But, when I decided to leave, it was so ugly because I wasn't who he kept trying to make me into. And I was like, just love me enough to let me go. Love me enough to want me to be happy. Love me enough to want me to be free. And, and I told him, I said, if the shoes were reversed, I would want you to be happy.
Yes.
I was like, every day that you keep me here, you're killing me a little bit more. I was like, please just let me live. Let me breathe.
But I feel like with every broken marriage that ends peacefully, and there's not a lot of them out there that do, but I had a broken marriage that I feel like ultimately ended peacefully because I needed that for my happiness. And he eventually he understood. And we're friends, we're cordial, we don't hate each other, and that you don't hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But really, that's what it took for both of us to be happy.
That's why in my next life, I'm coming back to a white family. I am. I'm so
Oh my
serious.
gosh,
I'm so
really?
serious. In my next life, I'm
You've
coming back
got
to a white family.
but that doesn't happen often. So whenever it does, whenever you hear stories like that, to me, that's an unconditional love.
It is.
Well, unconditional love in a marriage, it's like so much of your identity when you're married, regardless of if it doesn't matter semantics.
Right.
Your identity is built so much in the other person. So he didn't want to let you go. He knew, but it was about him.
Right. Right.
When you truly, I know because I've walked this out in my own life personally. When you really, really love somebody, then you have to love them enough to let them go even if it doesn't include you.
And that's true love, right?
That's
there.
true love.
No, and I truly love this person,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
ex-husband, and I walked it out. I know it firsthand. To love somebody so much that you want them to be happy. They've lived a certain life that wasn't completing them,
Right.
and you want them to experience, that it's not only unconditional love, it's unselfishness, it's all those things. It's like love so much in today's modern world or whatever, so complicated.
It's an entirety.
It's
yeah.
so, complicated and multifaceted and all this kind of stuff. And really at its rawest form is just wanting if you really love somebody, even your children, but especially in a relationship, a marriage, it's like, I love you enough to let you go and be and discover who you really are and who you're supposed to be with. If it doesn't include me, that's okay. And so.
And that's powerful.
But yeah.
That's pretty powerful. And I hope I don't cross any lines here, but just knowing a little bit about your story, it kind of gives me the chills because I know that you're saying that heartfelt.
Oh, it's definitely from the heart.
So, and that's really, you don't see that a lot today with people because people are so selfish. And then they go from they say that they love them, but then they become vindictive and they become like, just doing everything they can to be vengeful and hurtful to that person. No, if you really love that person, you'll swallow your own pride. And as hard as it is, you'll find a way to keep going yourself, but still love them through their choices.
If you really love somebody, you cannot hurt them.
No, you can't. Because love really doesn't hurt, it does to a certain extent, but love doesn't hurt viciously. Yeah. Love may hurt innocently, but love does not hurt viciously. So, like I said, just knowing a little bit of your story,
right.
You truly impress me and amaze me. And I don't want to say this like being bad, but I'm not as in awe as my husband is, obviously. But he admires you for several reasons, but I think I admire you for those same reasons and more because I have, from a distance just stood back and a lot of people that don't know you don't know the public eye you've had to face and some of the stuff that you've had to go through. And I'm sure there's been criticism and there's been support, but you have you walk into Kroger with your head held high and people are like, wow, that's her. That's no way that's her. And, and I'm one of those people like, oh yeah, that's her, and she carries herself with such dignity and pride and you still keep pushing forward with such a positive attitude. You're simply amazing.
Thank you.
So,
God, I'm in a ball.
You really are. And I say that, and if anybody, you've got to love people. Whenever you truly love them, you will love them through everything, even if it's choices that you don't agree with them.
And I will say this, when you really do love unconditionally, it will not fail you.
Yes.
It won't fail you.
Will never fail.
So does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Yep. You'll find your strength in it because look, you've loved unconditionally and through that you're a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's times you have weak moments because you're human.
Of course, yeah.
But at the same time, you're such a strong person, and whether you even know it or not, a lot of times you give more strength to people like yourself more than you know. So I admire you, and I think because we are not in the eye like you were in the eye because you were a lot of people had their eyes on you guys and the whole story you went through. But Scotty and I, we have a lot of people following us and a lot of people. I never realize it until every now and then you just run into people and you don't even realize they know who you are.
But you have a voice.
Everybody's following us. Everybody's paying attention to everything we're doing and what we're saying. So you went through unconditional love publicly. You've shown it and you've exhibited and you have rocked it. So
thank you.
I'm so happy for you. We've got so many calls coming in. Let's see what all these people have to say because I don't even know. Y'all need to keep talking because it's going to take me a second to figure out this phone. Ashley
just joined us
one
in the
of
studio.
My very best friends. And I know y'all probably say, gosh, darn, Crystal says this about everybody. But I have a lot of very close friends. I have a lot of very good friends, but Ashley is, she's my right hand. Everybody hears us talk about Zaylee. She's like, She's Zaylee. She is Zaylee's second mom.
Yes.
She's
I'm just
Zaylee's
the
mom
auntie.
from home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look, I can only do the auntie thing. I do great with kids after they're out of diapers and they can tell me what their needs are.
Zaylee would drop me in a second for Ashley, is what's sad. I mean, her is what she calls her, comes into the picture, and I don't even exist. So, okay, let's just take this caller. Thank you for calling. Ladies Talk, you are live.
Hi, this is Carly from Carly's Calling for Kids.
Hi,
Carly.
Carly.
We've been trying to call you. She said,
Sorry, we were eating.
oh, that's great. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. We're sorry if we interrupted your dinner. We are super excited about what you're doing as far as coloring for kids. Rich Archer came by the Just for Fun studio today and picked up lots of crayons and stuff for your benefit. Would you like to tell us a little bit?
Carly, tell us. You're very welcome, my love bug. Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing because the people tonight didn't get to hear the show this morning. So tell us about what you're doing with the Carly's Coloring for Kids.
Well, I'm collecting coloring books and crayons for the sick children at the hospital or the sick children playing bingo games or having a birthday party.
Oh, I love a bingo. I want to play bingo.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, you know what, Carly? How about this? I just got a message, or Zach got a message, and you have just received $100 in donations for your cause tonight.
Yay!
Isn't that awesome? I mean, this is like huge. You're going to be able to give the whole world crayons if you keep doing what you're doing.
That is so awesome.
Carly, thank you for loving everyone unconditionally because we're talking about unconditional love tonight and the gift that you're giving to these children who are sick. That's the greatest example of unconditional love and how cool that you're doing this. And, you know, when you're 9 years old, oh my gosh, can you imagine what you're going to be like when you're 18?
World changer.
You're going to be a girl on fire.
Coloring makes me happy, so I want them to be happy too.
I love it.
Wow, that makes me want to color a picture.
I know, right? We need to have adult coloring therapy.
We'll have a coloring contest next week.
That's right. During our dead air time. Well, Carly, I know that it's pretty late, so we're going to go ahead and let you run off. I know you're just finishing up dinner. Tell your mom thank you so much for letting you stay up a little later and call in tonight. And we really appreciate it. And I'm so proud of you. You rock.
Thank you so much for the donations and call back again.
Okay, we will.
Hey, Carly, anytime anybody asks you why you do something that's like out of this world or really ridiculous, just make sure you do me this favor and you tell them that you do it just for fun, okay? Okay.
You're awesome, Carly.
All right. Bye, Carly. Thanks for calling us. Hey, share a hug with your mom for us.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye, baby.
How awesome
Yeah.
is
Oh, my
that?
gosh.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. 9 years old. If I was like that when I was 9, I'd really be kind of cool by now.
I know, right?
I mean, there's no telling what kind of things we could have done if we just started being.
When you think about the seeds she's sowing at this age and where the reward she's going to reap, I mean, that's amazing. Her heart, it's beautiful.
And the things that she's doing for the kids, she's doing it for, because they'll remember this. It's kind of like one time I was at a ball game, it was a Braves ball game, and there was a kid down there begging Chipper Jones for an autograph, and he didn't give it to him. But anyway, for that reason, I was like, you know what? If he'd have gave him that kid that autograph forever, that kid would have remembered that.
Right.
So there's going to be kids that she's going to touch that will
exactly
always
right.
remember Carly. So that's really super. That's awesome what she's doing. I have a message from the DJ, so I'm going to put this out there because I haven't kept up with my phone a lot texting, but he has asked me to repeat after him. And if anyone watches the day show, everybody kind of can hear the Scotty voice. To repeat after me, you have to like me, love me, or leave me. And he is saying that that's the way he's lived after all the, I don't want to say this word, honey, but after all the other women that have been trying to change him. And I believe this text came in a little bit ago whenever we were talking about people trying to change each other. And basically, he says that whenever you're in a relationship, or whether it's your friendship or a personal relationship, they can either like you, love you, or leave you. And so anyway, I'm sorry it took me so long to get that out. It's kind of like all off center here, but that's Scotty's
very
message.
important, yeah.
It is very
Yeah.
important because either people do love you the way you are and help to make you a better person through telling you what you don't want to hear, through unconditional love, or they don't.
Yeah.
You know, and you will love each other and love people that you really care about no matter what. And that's what unconditionally means.
You know, and unconditional love, especially for women. I want to give a challenge to every woman, and I know there are a ton of women listening to us right now. I want to challenge you to love your friends unconditionally. You know, stop with the gossip. Stop with, because my philosophy is, if you will sit there and share a conversation about someone else, then that someone else is going to turn around and share a conversation about you. So don't do it. You know, real women empower each
Yes.
other. And I have always said that. I always believe that. I teach all of my hosts on my network. I said, we never talk bad about another podcast. We never talk bad about another host. You know, lighting someone else's candle doesn't put your own flame out. It just means that there are two flames in the room. So I want to challenge all my women out there today. Find another young woman, either in the workplace, and she doesn't even have to be a young woman, because sometimes older women are so broken because they haven't had that female empowerment that they don't know how to receive it. But find someone and, you know, just say to her, I want to empower you. What do you need? How can I help? And just show up.
I agree. I agree. The strength that we can give each other and that we feed off of each other whenever we really want to is truly amazing. I mean, it's from everything that could be like a conversation that may last for 30 seconds in the grocery store or an hour and a half of ladies talk. I don't know, but I do know that through life I've always loved to talk about things that are on my mind, and I've always talk easy with most everybody that I meet initially anyway. But I agree with you. I mean, we need to empower each other through positive talk and just.
I want to say this too. You, Crystal, are like, I didn't know all about you. Like, and you know, we've gotten to know each other over the last, I don't know, 5-6 months, something like that. Or, I mean, we've always seen each other in Kroger. But I have to say, you're amazing. And I love that you are transparent. You share your heart.
I just feel so honored tonight. I don't even know what to say because I've had all these. I mean, I feel like I've paid these people, but I promise these are not paid sponsors.
And I'm serious. I love transparency. I love authenticity. And I think that's why we love each other, because we see that.
Yes.
Sitting in this room is one amazing. I mean, if everybody's sitting in this room, I can look at each person in here and say that it doesn't get a whole lot more genuine than this.
Yeah.
I mean, I meet a lot of people every day. I know you do, we all do. But there's very few people we come across in our life to where we can say they're real.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't mean to be unreal. They just don't know how to be themselves.
Exactly.
So they come across differently.
Yeah.
And
because they want people to think something different than whatever. And we all know it is what it is. Life is what it is.
Yes.
It has its ups, it has its downs, it's got its good, it's bad, it's ugly, it's all of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's normal, you know, if there is a normal. I don't necessarily think there is a normal, but but being able to just say, you know, no, it, like what we said earlier, how we started out, it is what it is. And
Transparent is the new normal.
Yeah.
I like that. Transparent needs to be the new normal. You just need to be who you are. Be real with who you are. Be real with each other. Nobody's life is perfect. Everybody's got a story to tell. Your story may enlighten the person next to you.
Yeah.
I mean, their story may enlighten you. Just have an open heart, have an open mind, and be positive. I know I try every day, and whenever my friends and everybody's having a hard time, they probably get sick and tired of hearing me always say, you know what, it's going to be okay. We've got this. Uh-oh.
Hi.
I don't have to answer this one.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about this one. I got this.
Mhm.
Look, I called in right about the time I hear we're transparent, and I just wanted to throw this in. I know it's ladies talk, but we're on this part about everybody and everybody being transparent. And I try to tell people that me and Crystal live with open windows. We want everybody to look into our lives to see that we're just like everybody else. And I tell everybody on the Day Show, and whoever listens to the Day Show kind of knows this, we are all humans, and we're all screwed up in some shape, form, or fashion. It's just my screwed up and your screwed up might be two different types of screwed up, but we're all human. And I want everybody to listen to Just for Fun. I want everybody to watch me and Crystal live life just like everybody else, instead of hiding and pretending on Facebook to be somebody else. I want people to see. So if you see that we're just as screwed up as you, maybe you won't feel so bad because you're not alone. All of us are screwed up.
It's good.
That's
So-
good.
That's
I just wanted to get that out there.
real talk.
Well, it's like
I couldn't text that and it come out right. I have a little bit of that little DJ Scotty swagger sometimes. I just want everybody to know that we're all screwed up.
That's
It's
exactly
just a
right.
matter of how you deal with your screw up. That's all it is. We all want to be beautiful. We all want to be happy. And beauty is not based on our looks.
Right.
Beauty is based on the way that you conduct yourself and the way you carry yourself. I love Doc for who she is. I love Zach for exactly who he is. I love my daughter for exactly the person she is, and I love my wife for the person she has been, the person she is now, and the person she will be. So, with all that being said, y'all keep up the good work. I'm proud of each and every one of you down there in that
It's
room,
awesome.
by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So-
baby.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.
All right, I
Bye-bye.
love you.
Now-
Bye-bye.
now-
I love
Crystal-
you. Bye.
Oh, Lord.
Now,
Now this is getting ready to be some real talk. I can already tell.
no, but back on the subject of transparency. You know, if you live transparent in anything, especially friendships, I go back to me and Crystal's friendship. You know, because it's always transparent of everything. Then a simple good morning from Crystal, you know, doesn't just tell me good morning. It tells me I love you. I'm here for you no matter what you're
Yeah.
going through that day. You know you can come to me. It's more than just those two
Mhm.
words. You know, and if she wasn't so transparent, you know, if our friendship had, you know, just everything, you know, backed away and not just out in the open, you know, it wouldn't be that way.
Mhm.
Those would be just words, but they're not.
It's good.
We make it a point in a circle of friends that I have, and they know this, but I mean, it's not. Sometimes I'll scroll my contact list and I'll just go down through there and I'll just pick a random person. I'll be like, "Good morning, you're beautiful." And I know some people are like, "Dang, she's stupid. She's like tacky and stuff," but really, it means a lot. It does mean a lot because sometimes that one person, and I'll do it on Facebook sometimes too, but I really do try my best at least once a week to tell my friends good morning and that I love them and I hope they have a good day. We do this as a circle of friends. I feel like we do, and it does mean a lot. And I'm glad to know that she knows that I'm there for her. But I know she's always there for me. I'm like, hey, I need you to go get Beth. Hey, I need you to go get Zaylee. I mean, it's not just in those ways though,
Right.
but it's just like, you know what? I've had a crappy day, and sometimes it's just a phone call, or I just need a smile, and if you can do that for anybody in
Yeah.
your life, I mean, anybody, pick a random person, you know, and sometimes you may not think they need it, but they do, because sometimes the ones that don't let you know they need it are the ones who need it the most.
Right.
That right there is no doubt. I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm one of those people, and I thank God for my friends and the people in my life and the relationships we've all like created.
Yeah.
And Zach and Ashley are two of my truest, and there's several more out there. I can sit here and we would go way over 9 o'clock. They're just the two that's in the studio right now, but take the time every day to do just a simple text or a message to somebody and just say that you're there and that you care about them, and always be real to who you are. And you always hear this stuff, people post on Facebook, you know, be real, be who you are, but you got to live that.
Yes.
It's more than just
Yes.
a Facebook post. You really do need to live it. Really. I mean, we've got Facebook who has evolved as far as social media and socializing and stuff, but sometimes go a little bit further than that.
And I also want to, talking about unconditional love, Emmy jokes that I live here and because Scotty's house is my safe space. When I'm at home, I'm mom, I am wife, I'm everything. I'm the college professor. I'm with my own network, I can't be vulnerable. I can't not know, but over here I can, and thank you for.
Oh, thank you so much. Our house is nothing fancy. Some people might sit around thinking we live in some fancy.
We have a studio on the lake with a boat, but you can't get in the boat because the boat has a hole in it, and there's some weeds in the water that we need to weed eat.
Home. Look, we live here. This is like so lived in. And I'm just going to say this too. We were supposed to be down in the studio a little bit earlier than we had planned, and I heard Scotty talking at the front door, and I'm like, oh no, she's here. She's here. And I'm like, but she was on time.
Right.
Debbie was on time. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I just took my hair out of a ponytail. I took my Kroger shirt off, put this shirt on.
Oh yeah, our ladies talk shirts. Talk about our shirts.
Jennifer Minix did these shirts for us.
They're awesome.
Aren't they awesome?
Super sexy. I love them.
Yeah. Mine, I would have done just a regular t-shirt to be honest, but she was doing t-shirts for Zach and I for our Kid Rock concert that we went to. And anyway, she had some technical difficulties. So she turned my tank top into this.
No, I love it.
It was really, really nice. And she dropped them off today. And anybody who wants one, she's amazing. But whenever she was at the front door, I was like, oh my Lord, she's going to see this house and I'm a mess. And the baby hasn't been fed. We're in the middle of feeding Zaylee. And I'm like trying to get everything together. So, and then I asked her if she wanted a sangria. And I said, I'll pour this for you, but you're not supposed to see all of this part. She seen me putting everything together.
That's the part I love.
It takes away from the illusion.
No, there's no illusion. I love
You're supposed to walk in and all this would be set up. We're like, la.
That's not real.
But you
It's
got
right. That's
real.
exactly, Debbie. That's not real.
I love it. I love
She
it.
definitely got real, and thank you for all your patience. And we truly thank you for being here. And
Thank you.
Yes.
It's an
come
honor.
anytime. I mean, it's just like you. Well, my husband let you know. It's just like it's an honor to have you here. I think it's kind of all of this is surreal. A ladies talk. Zach and Ashley and Scotty and so many people. They've heard us talking about how we would say we're going to do a ladies' night, and we kept saying we're going to do it, and then Doc came along, and now we're doing it, and it's
incredible, and I have to
phenomenal.
say, I got to give a shout out to Military Mike because everybody who was watching the morning show was it yesterday? It feels like it's been like a couple of days.
You
but
missed the days.
Yeah. Yesterday I was sneezing like everywhere. So don't worry, I wiped it down, y'all. It's all
And I
disinfected.
wiped it down too.
Yeah. So, I was sneezing everywhere, and usually Wednesdays are our prep days. That's where Scotty sits with me and he helps me load the music, and, and we plan everything out. Like I have all the books planned out. So when I say that Scotty and Military Mike took over getting the show together for me tonight,
Wow.
Mike is actually posting links to the books that I was going to post on the Ladies Talk page. Scotty loaded all of the music. I mean, I didn't do it.
And let me give Tyler a shout out. Can
Yes.
I?
Yes. And Tyler's my baby boo in the morning.
Tyler's on the morning show, Twilight Tyler, and he does, they call him the intern, but I think he's been on here long enough not to be an intern, but he's still learning. But he wanted to be here tonight, and we wanted Tyler to be here tonight. And I'm going to share a little insight with y'all. He was going to do this. Okay, Guns and Gadgets is starting in a couple of weeks. So Mike and Tyler will be doing Guns and Gadgets. So Tyler wanted to kind of run this for us and let me sit back and kind of enjoy the show, kind of like y'all are doing. But for me, I want to kind of blame this on Scotty a little bit. This is kind of like, it does keep me going, because if I don't have this to run and this to do and this to do, I would probably get lost, and I would probably I don't even know what I would do, because I got to keep busy. So this is my mojo. And then we were like, well, then we would have a guy on camera, and it's ladies talk. So we wanted to keep, and they're like, well, Zach gets to come, but Zach is one of us.
Yes.
And I made that very clear. I'm like, Zach has been on this journey from the very beginning. He has his mission and his personal mission is to help women and empower women through making them feel better about themselves. And that's why he wanted to be a part of this. And so it was a little bit different, but Tyler is awesome guy, and we want you here one night, Tyler. So I just wanted to make sure that he knew that, and y'all make sure y'all tune in for Guns and Gadgets, because I think that's going to be a pretty awesome show.
Guns and Gadgets, and we've got some, it's wonderful watching Scotty build this, because when I built my network, I didn't have anybody. None of the guys would talk to me. I mean, guys always had networks, but they wouldn't tell a girl how to build it.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, and Scotty and I would kind of chat a little bit, and Scotty was the only guy that would ever tell me stuff. But, Scotty, as he says, he's not a podcaster. Well, we know you're not a podcaster, Mr. Man. So
he is not a podcaster.
Yeah, he's not a podcaster. But I mean, the world's podcasting and internet radio are different, but they're not that different. So Scotty would share stuff with me, and I would take a little bit of stuff that Scotty would share with me and the stuff that I could get from watching the other guys. And that was how I built my network. And, now watching Scotty build his network, sometimes when Scotty and I bounce stuff off of each other. And, sometimes I'm like, okay, I see where you're going, but let me tell you what happened when I went there. And, and that's kind of the way that that's the relationship that we have.
I'm really proud of Scotty, though, because he's so OCD about things. The fact that he's been able to loosen the reins a little bit and let us down here and kind of take over into his world.
He gave me a loaded gun and turned me loose in the studio.
He has. He has definitely done that. And look, he called in and said he's proud of us.
Yeah. So this is incredible. And I don't want to leave without talking about what Zach is doing, because I think this is absolutely incredible. So you want to tell, or you want me to tell?
I can tell.
Okay.
Basically, I come up with an idea that I wanted to help out a single mom, but I don't want to help out. Well, I would like to help everybody, but I can't. But basically, I would like for everybody to start nominating a single mom that who really goes through a hard time, does nothing for themselves. They work, school, kids, that's their life. But at the end of the day, they need a chance to be able to do their own thing. They need to get their hair done, their nails done. They need to go out and feel like they're a part of everybody else and not have to limit themselves to just staying at home and stressing and worrying. I mean, we all do it. So basically what I want is everybody who knows a single mom who goes through a tough time to message myself, Doc, Crystal, anybody a part of the show.
We actually have an email address set up just for that.
Oh, great. Yay. Go ahead and share.
Oh, please. Crystal, what's her email address? What did I tell you it was? Remember? Okay. Never mind. Keep talking.
Look for it. But basically, I really want somebody to nominate one person that you really think deserves this. And on that day, it's all about them. 100% full treatment, their nails done, their hair done, dinner, and just to really be able to sit around with us and just talk, And at the end of the day, when you can just talk to somebody, that can change so
Adult
much.
Talk, if you're a single,
Adult talk, that's it. Yeah. And we all go through tough stuff, even when it's to the point that you just want to break down and cry about whether it was your relationship or your kids or the stress or finances, that we want to be there for you. And, there's so many people who do deserve this and who need this. And I don't look at this as, she's a single mom and, she's got a tough time, but she's okay. She goes and gets her hair done. She goes and gets her nails done. That's not who I want to cater this to. I want this to be for somebody who really, truly needs it. And I know tons of people who need it, but I don't personally know them. And I want to hear their stories and your stories about them. And that's what inspires others. And I want to make this really, really big.
Is there a deadline?
I would like to do this in November. So I would like everything in by the end of October.
Do you want some sort of essay, like a little something in writing to share? I mean, like what are you supposed to submit?
Honestly, you don't have to worry about, a 500-word essay or the pictures and everything. I just want to hear your story about this person. Okay. It can be 2 sentences. Okay. It can be a book.
Okay.
Either way, just what your viewpoint is on it, and then we'll all get together. We'll share them on the air. We'll share them on Facebook and we'll get together. And, the one that really inspires us the most is the one we really want to choose, because at the end of the day, I want this to be towards somebody who really, really needs it and deserves it and hopefully can lift their spirits and make them realize, hey, I got this one day for me. And just that one day out of everything they've been through can seriously change so much for that
Absolutely.
person.
And
That's
Zach, what I think you're doing is incredible. And I'm hoping that we can get other sponsors and other people in the community involved to make that day even more special.
Yes.
So
I
I
agree.
think as a whole, we could probably
We
take
can
what you're
rock it.
doing
Yeah.
and make this like over the top.
Okay, so I have our email address. This is
Yay.
our temporary email address. Scotty is working on getting our own just for fun.
But this is the one they'll submit all of
Right.
their
This is the
requests
one that,
to.
and this is, if you have show ideas, you can send it to this one. So the email address, can you type it in that thing and make it come up under that thing?
I can. Go ahead.
Okay. J4L. Well, actually, it's J4ladiestalk@gmail.com. So J4, the number 4, ladiestalk@gmail.com.
If you're watching live, it'll be popped up on the screen in just a moment. But also start sending your requests now. You know, I want
Yes.
as many as we possibly can get. I'm not dedicating this just to one person. Who knows? If we can help out many, I would absolutely love to help out more than one. But we really want to get the stories of everybody. The town is only so small,
Yeah.
yet so big,
Yeah.
you know, and we're just a group of people really trying to make a difference. So start putting in your nominations now. Like I said, the end of October will be deadline just because we want to do this in November. And this is our way to say thank you and to show that you do have support, no matter whether you think you do or not. But at the end of the day, you always have support from us.
Okay. And I also went ahead and shared that email address on Ladies Talk, the Just for Fun page. I shared that in a post on Ladies Talk, and we'll because as far as the Just for Fun, I mean the YouTube page that we're wanting to put up there, I'm not sure how many of the people that are listening are going to be able to see it there, but I did go ahead and share it on our Ladies Talk Just for Fun page.
Okay.
On Facebook. So you can go to Facebook, Ladies Talk, and the email for that is there. And this mouse is acting crazy again.
And then we'll actually do a full announcement too. So we're of course we ran over time.
Yeah.
We're,
But
we're
what we'll
ladies.
do is we'll put all this in a post and make an event page
Yeah.
of it. And
Yes, and we'll make an
share
event
it
page of it.
and make this known to everybody, of course. But Zach, do you mind? Will you do me a big favor? I know that we had a huge donation for Carly tonight. Can you speak? I know it. Jennifer Wolf. She has a Facebook page I'd like to promote just for a second, if you don't mind.
Yes, Jennifer Wolf made a $100 donation for the crayons with Carly. And she has a Facebook page. It's Love Rack, LUVRAK. And I encourage everybody to please go and like this page. And what the page is, it's basically towards Pay It Forward. If anybody has done anything for you, whether it be paying for your coffee in Starbucks line ahead of you or your dinner or anything along those lines, please go on this Facebook page and share what you experienced, how it made you feel, and encourage others to pay it forward. This is an incredible, incredible thing. And I think if we can get enough people to push this through, it would be so nice to see that every time you turn around, there is a post being made on this page about somebody paying it forward. And at the end of the day, that makes such a difference for so many. So once again, it's Love Rack, LUVRAK. Stop by, check it out. And once again, thank you so much, Jennifer, for donating $100 towards the crayons. Thank
Jennifer,
you so
you
much.
rock. We cannot
Yes.
wait to have you in the
Yes.
studio.
I can't wait to have Jennifer in the studio. And next week we're going to get a little racy. So I know that some parents listen to the show with their wee ones or their babies. And next week is actually going to be, I think I'll make it PG-13. You think PG-13, or should we make it PG-18 or 18 and up?
We'll let the parents disclose that. I would say 18. I would say 18 because some may not want their.
We're going to be talking to the SEX architect of Atlanta, just in case there's some kids listening. So
You know what, Nana? I don't want to take a nap. I don't want to take a nap.
Marla Stewart is the celebrity SEX therapist.
I don't want to take a nap.
And she does a lot of positive education in that area and couples counseling, because a lot of times I know that we when you are dating, it's really easy to find that connection, but as you get longer in your marriage or your relationship, it dips a little bit. So Marla's coming in to talk about she's actually doing a whole workshop on this in November. It's called the SEX
I
down
don't want to take a nap.
down south conference, and so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to have her in the studio, and it's going to be really good. The following week, we will have the Pay It Forward with Jennifer
Jennifer Wolf.
So I'm excited
I'm going to
about
share
that.
her page on our page too. So.
Yes, we need to share her page, and we really need to promote her. And then we've got one more. Oh, and then the August the 27th is the listeners, is viewers and listeners' choice. So a lot of you have sent us in some topics. So I'm going to put all of those on a spreadsheet. I'm going to close my eyes and pick the first one that comes up.
Oh boy, there's been some topics too.
Yeah. So I have no idea what our topic will be, but if you sent in a topic, it's going on that list and we will pick randomly.
Debbie, I cannot thank you enough for being here.
It's an honor. Thank you so much.
You have
I've had a
really-
ball.
We
Thank
have
you.
really enjoyed your company
Thank you.
and just everything about you. Come back anytime you want to. Even if you're not a scheduled guest, you can always just stop by and say, hey, what's the drink of the night? We will always have, I mean, sometimes it may just be a non-alcoholic sangria for those who are on antibiotics. And sometimes, but anyway, and all jokes aside, feel free to stop by anytime you
Thank
want
you.
to. Ashley, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
She's like doing cheer and school starting back tomorrow. And all. Is it starting back in Rockdale County?
No,
tomorrow?
Rockdale starts back Monday.
Okay, I know Newton County starts back tomorrow.
But Trinity
So,
gets her cast up tomorrow.
look, she has a daughter who had surgery on both of her feet at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Shortly after recovering from back surgery, but that's a whole nother show again. But still, she's had like purple cast all the way up to her knees for the past all summer long.
5 weeks.
Yes.
Wow.
So hopefully
Wow.
they come off
Yes.
tomorrow.
So she's losing her purple legs, as we joked and called them. She's an amazing kid. And Zach, thank you so much for always coming and for your
Thank you.
sponsorship. We
And
will-
hold on, Scotty just sent me a message. He said, in the second week of August starts all of the new shows. Monday night's The Rough Edge. Tuesday is Guns and Gadgets. Wednesday is The Rock Show about music. Thursday night, I'm doing it, Scotty. My goodness, I'm dying, and I'm trying to read
She's
everything that
trying-
you're saying. I'm dying here. Thursday night is Ladies' Night, and I'm excited. I'm excited about all the shows. I got to meet the young lady who's going to be doing The Rock Show, Erin Hill. I actually
Oh,
shared her
my
page
word.
on my page. So, guys, I'm losing my voice. So
Scotty calls
Yeah.
her his little Joan Jett.
Yeah,
and
she is awesome.
He's right. She's truly awesome. She's
Wow.
a cutie and she rocks.
So yes, please like. I'm going to share her page again tonight. So please like her page. Let's see. Hold on. I'm getting another message.
And Rich Archer has sent us a personal message, Scouting for Troops. Rich, he says, thank you so much for everybody. A special thank you to Jennifer Wolf. I mean, we could go on and on because all of you are amazing. And we have so many people coming in. And now the DJ's here. So
Now
I
the
think he's
DJ's
gonna
here, so-
cut us off. I think our time is up.
We didn't have enough
Jeff
sponsors to
Mathias
pay our
reminds you,
bills.
He told us 2 hours.
Oh, so we still have a few minutes?
We
got
have a few
3
minutes.
minutes and
He
36
kept saying
seconds.
an hour and a half's not enough. I told you need 2 hours, and he's proven now that you're 2 hours.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay. Well, there,
But Rich is actually messaging the Just for Fun radio page. Hey, Rich, you need to message Ladies Talk on Ladies Talk Night, sir, or I will not respond to you next week. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're all one. But
That's right.
no,
We are all
we
one.
are all one.
But this
but-
is Ladies Talking. And Scotty, all kidding aside, thank you, because I know that you take a huge hit in terms of cost to put us
Thank
on
you,
the air.
Scotty.
Man,
Thank you.
I'm so tickled about y'all. Y'all are making me proud because this is the vision that I had.
Can you get on a mic, please, sir?
Yeah, you get on to me for whenever
Yeah,
I come
have
down there
mine.
and do that. Here, you can have your seat.
Okay.
Here you go.
No.
Oh, look. Oh, my
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh! Woo! This is
Sitting
a
in the guest
first.
spot.
Look,
No,
I'm in the driver's seat
I'm,
and he's in the guest spot.
I'm just super
Hold
proud.
on, we have a
because-
caller.
Hold on, we have a
Yeah.
caller.
Now I know how everybody else feels.
Thank you for calling Ladies Talk, where DJ Scotty is now at the table. Can I help you?
Good evening, ladies.
Oh,
and
God.
DJ.
It's him
Oh,
again.
same difference.
So yeah, you just text. I told you needed a 2-hour show. This is awesome, and that's his words.
Oh, okay.
You,
Thank you,
you
Jeff.
really do. I mean, ladies talk is such a huge issue, and every natural man knows
Natural
that
man.
when women talk, it's over. There's no other word edgewise, and it runs for 4 or 5 hours.
Well, I keep trying to
Yeah.
explain to women, and I'm gonna try to keep this as PG as 13 as I can. But all women need
Is
to
it the morning
understand.
show, sir?
All the women need to understand. You control 100% of the hoo ha. That's how I'm going to
Okay.
censor it, and 50% of the money. So us men better start listening to you.
That's like the two kids. That's like the boy and the girl in the sandbox. Old joke. I'm sure some people will realize what the joke is, but yeah, you got it. Nailed it 100%.
Yep. All right,
But
man.
anyway,
We
y'all,
gotta cut this thing out.
you really do. I know it's going to affect your schedule, Doc, but you've got so many listeners.
Yeah, she
so
can't
many
leave
callers.
the day show.
I was
And-
dying this morning.
I can't help it. You just
I-
can't.
I-
Hey,
Hey,
Jeff, go
people are
pour,
missing
go
you.
pour Bree a glass of wine, please. Thank you.
I heard that phone go off probably about 30 times during the show.
And I
she
apologize
never-
to anyone who I ignored your calls. I wasn't really ignoring them. I was
Well,
just
we've got to get to a standard of when, especially when there's a guest in the building. When there's a guest in the building, we need to let the guest speak, and then when we go to the first commercial, then start taking calls.
Oh, like that email that I sent on the first show where I
and
said
I
that we would
agree.
take calls
I
at
texted-
7:14.
I had texted Scott that.
You didn't start till after that.
No, I had texted Scott about all the callers, and he's like, yeah, but they're letting the guest speak, but the guest wasn't speaking at that point. So you have a lot of people that, and it's ladies talk. It's about the ladies for people to call in.
You're right. I think we're going to
And-
try to
and
structure
speak.
that just a little bit differently. We're gonna
And-
have a just for fun staff meeting
Yeah.
and structure.
And also,
do not let Doc schedule that. Or structure
we
that.
won't. Well, let me let you out of here, man. We gotta wrap this puppy up.
Hey, send me one of those drinks. It looked good as hell.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Jeff. Thanks for listening.
I
Okay,
love
there's
Jeff.
it.
I love
So,
Jeff.
So listen, this is from Aaron Hill. I'm listening to the lady show tonight. The show was amazing. I don't have their number, but please let them know. Thank you for all the things said about her, and that she can't wait to work with everybody. And I was telling Emmy how much I need to make sure that her and Aaron meet
Yeah.
so that Emmy could sit in on that show
Hey,
as well.
Emmy would be really good on that.
Emmy
Yeah.
would be phenomenal.
Emmy would be good on
I
that
mean,
show.
she's good on every
Emmy's
show.
good on every show.
Well, it would
So
give.
we need you available Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights.
Well,
Okay?
it would give. It would give her.
Yes,
and,
this is a paid position. Yeah, just see me afterwards and I'll cut you your check.
Go see HR.
it would. It would give. So it would give her and Aaron a leg up for debating with Steve about music, because Steve is an old school DJ. He knows everything there is about music, all different types of music. So it's going to be really good when he brings up where music was, where music is, where we think it's going to be. Then you're going to have Erin with her time frame of music, naming what she likes. You're going to have Emmy naming what she likes. So I think it's going to bring in a big group and a great vision on the music today. And that's what I was after with. We're trying to merge some shows together, but at this point right now, I think it's going to work out great when we're going to have a full-fledged Monday through Thursday episodes,
Just
the
for
rough-
fun, radio is taking over
That's
the
right.
world one smile at a
So,
time.
Enough of my
Get your
stuff.
smiles
Y'all
ready.
wrap your stuff up. I'm super proud of all of you.
You're here to
you
help
know?
us wrap it up. We're
Oh.
You're here to
wrapping
help us wrap it up.
Okay. Well,
So
no.
that we don't play the ladies
Hey,
talk song
Debbie.
over and over again.
I'll,
Debbie,
I'll,
did I say thank you
I'll
for
do the
coming in?
technical. Y'all cover the rest.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we
We're
got to
really-
take pictures because I am not going to let this opportunity go without taking a picture
Scotty,
with
stick
Debbie.
around. We need pictures.
Yeah, we need pictures.
Yep.
We only want you for two reasons.
So
Your
next
pictures in your
week's-
studio.
Next week's topic is, do you know right off the top of your hand? Let me go right here.
We're doing the SEX.
Oh, you've already talked about the nap.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a nap. So next week, that's what's going on. That's our topic for the week. So everybody, please make plans to stay to tune in. Tomorrow is Just for Fun Radio in the morning, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Wait,
or
we don't.
something like that.
It's not 7 a.m. It's 7:30.
Oh, I'm sorry. 7:30. Okay, my bad. Well, we're like 7:30ish, so they should be like 7ish, right? We're 7ish. They should be 7ish.
Yeah, no.
Scotty, you have a new start time.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Okay,
for
just
us.
Fun Radio in the morning, and then we'll be back next Thursday with our nap topic, and then we're going to be starting Guns and Gadgets in a couple of weeks, and Erin Hill
Yeah.
will be doing her live rock show. We're not sure what we're going to call that just yet.
On Mondays. Oh, the Rough Edge
the
will be
Rough
back on
Edge
Monday.
Will be back on Mondays, and there's no telling what's going to happen on the Rough Edge
because
called
it's the Rough Edge. All right, everyone, we're out. We love you. I will see you all in the morning. I'm going to get some sleep, I hope. Either that or I'll be sleeping at the studio.
Better. I hope you feel better.
Yes.
We have a bed in there.
I know.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie.
Absolutely.
Night,
Everyone
everyone.
say bye.
It was
Please
awesome.
wave to the camera.
And me come wave to the camera. Tell the YouTube land people night night.
Y'all are amazing. That was probably one of the best ones. We get better and better.
All right, hold on. I got to potty. I got to blow my nose. Got to take care of some stuff.
All right, everybody, we're going to have just a normal lineup of music coming. Everybody hang tight. Thanks for tuning in to another great moment on Just for Fun Radio. Remember, we are growing. Make sure you remember this. The second week of August, we're going to be doing the Rough Edge on Monday night. That's right. Joey the Voice is back on Monday nights. We're going to have Military Mike. He's going to be taking over doing a new segment called Guns and Gadgets. Then Erin Hill and her father will be joining us. We don't know a name quite yet. We're looking for a real catchy name. Everybody hang tight. So far, we know our catchphrase is going to be Daddy's Little Girl, Erin's Little World. And we're going to let these two discuss the history of rock and roll, but not just rock. It's going to be what created rock, where it came from. You're going to be discussing stuff about, you say the band Chicago. A lot of people don't realize before the 80s, Chicago was one rocking band. All sorts of great things are going to be coming up. Of course, you're going to have your ladies' night. So everybody remember, starting August 12th, the second week in August, we will have a Monday through Thursday lineup. We're not sure what we're doing on the weekends yet, but just hang tight as Just for Fun continues to grow.
Instead of you having to come to my house and me drone around and come right back to my hair. That's all I have to see here. I know. If you want these. No, but I just I don't know why it didn't stay clean. What else they for you? I know. You try it? Yeah.
Sorry, I want something a little faster.
Thank you, babe, for letting us take over your studio. Yeah, see, you need to run late because if you run
I think
late,
a lot of the
it'll
phone
never
calls that
be
came in were
last half of
super
every
cool.
show.
Knowing Melissa called in was really cool.
Yeah, she
That was
texted
very
that.
cool.
That's when I started listening. Yeah, because we were in the car on the way back from the school. I was like, that's cool. I felt kind of like, she was like, I don't know what it turned into all about me. I was like, no, it's not all about me. It's not that great. People are going to make me like I suck. No. Between Mike saying I'm beautiful and
sounded
y'all
really
saying
good.
I'm great, then everybody's going to be like, you know what, that girl's not all that.
That's for sure.
You are all that.
It is
Well,
amazing.
And now, after listening to the phone ring in, I'm going to put it on a vibrate
Okay.
and that one beep, period. So they won't ring twice. It'll ring once. We'll know to look at the phone.
Can we get a digital, like, because I know on podcasting, I can have up to 50 callers on one number at one time. We have the ability in internet radio.
Well, I mean, I would have to create all that.
So it doesn't exist already for internet radio.
No, I mean, we're just using a regular phone. I mean, we could probably get other things, but I mean, they make all sorts of great things that are $800 to $1,200, and I just don't want to spend the money right now.
No, we can't spend the money right now. But the package that we have, doesn't that give us the ability to have call in?
This has nothing to do with cost. I had to make all this to be able to do phone calls. And this was good. You just seen the first setup where I had to get out and cut earbuds with the microphone built in and solder wires back together.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they didn't make all this.
You're amazing. Like, let's start.
Yeah, let's do some pictures real quick. That way everybody can get out of here.
Oh, let's take pictures.
Because Kevin has to go.
We need everybody in pictures, and me include you at some point. Let's see.
Yeah, all the girls.
Now you really get to see the reality of here.
Here,
Okay, you gotta get in the middle because my stomach will come out.
spend that money.
Turn.
Well, you're also in a black shirt, which is why I tell everybody to wear black.
I wore black.
I can't be in the picture of all black.
Oh, get over there.
Lord, Mom. Prom picture.
On three. 1, 2, 3. All right, one more. Okay. Now we do one called silly faces too. So everybody do the goofy sign, silly faces, or whatever. 1, Emmy, do a good one. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
Y'all are awesome. Tonight's
Wow.
been great. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
More than you know. I mean, I knew this was going
No,
This
I
is
love
awesome.
it.
So now when you write your book, come back so that we can promote
Hey,
it.
Scotty, come on.
Yes, yes.
Can I get a picture of you, Scotty?
Yeah, Scotty would die
Yeah,
if he didn't
you
get
can
that
throw it out and
picture.
get an autograph.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I
No,
had
just like,
pictures
well,
of her
this
in
is
here.
not good. 'Cause
No.
Oh wait, y'all are covering up the just
Okay,
for
let's
fun.
go this
Well, I'm
way.
wearing my
Just a little
Second
bit.
Amendment shirt. So.
Slide to the left.
Oh, this way. I'm trying to get this for fun.
Because Scotty's big old head is covering up the fun.
Which is why I was going to do
Take the
different
fun
letters.
out of everything.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, this will be your serious. And you're funny. Come on, Scotty, be funny.
Here, with that look of hers now.
So
Tell
you're
me
feeling back
on
and
3
second.
because you know I got to do my eyes.
Okay,
1,
1, 2, 3.
three.
I was just going to say what they say. I saw you were.
Oh, that's all.
I love
Did you
it.
say- Wait, I want to take one.
Here, I want to see that real quick.
Here, $30.
Okay. All right. You want me with y'all? Tell me.
Well, you know, it's going to do something that's on there because it's like everybody's getting sick.
All right, 1,
Prior?
2, 3.
That's because you seem fine
One
the
more.
other night. Like,
I
I
come
didn't.
out too
Yeah. You have
And
like
then
a
silly.
little bit of a cough, but
Silly?
not like.
Press
Yeah,
it. 1,
my sister's going
2,
through the same thing, and she's like, "Who
There we go.
is sick in the
Okay, but you
other
don't
one?"
want
Bronchitis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bronchitis. I'm like,
Come here. You get the middle.
Yes. Look. I love this.
1, 2. Are we doing silly face too?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, 1, 2.
I have to go back and listen to the first bird show.
were you running late tonight?
I'll watch your
cheerleading and
faces.
stuff.
No, tonight.
Oh, not all the
Okay,
same.
well, they're all
See,
the
this is-
same.
Everybody needs to learn silly faces.
Yeah. Who was like,
Aw.
I'm not going to go into your
See how you-
All
I'll
right.
let you look his phone
1,
first, and I'll do
because
mine.
it's,
2.
you know, like,
3.
it said it started at like 4:30. I
Like
was
silly
going to
face?
open the house, you know, and everything. And then come over here and
Okay.
sit on a chair.
Good job.
And then it ended up that we had so many girls that had open house tonight. We-
Yeah, and then I'll get all these shot across Instagram.
Silly one.
And so it was like, and so then on Tuesday, I get a phone call from the principal.
That's
Like,
That's
huge.
huge.
And it was like,
Man, I really do appreciate you coming in. It just helps kind of
I'm
build
so
what we're trying to get
proud
off the
of you.
ground.
I'm
I'm
so
just trying
proud.
to. I was up there looking down at the phone going, everything you and I have talked about. Look, we got video running still. We're over here doing faces. I didn't turn video off.
You're like, I had a schedule.
I know, I was about to. But hey, that's just for fun, all right? So, but yeah, we bye everybody. Thanks for tuning in.